Hey guys, what's up? How's everybody doing? I accidentally changed something on the mic earlier and I don't know what it was. Does it sound all right? I really don't know. Something got deleted earlier from a microphone settings, so I have no idea what it was. Okay. Thank you. As long as it sounds kind of normal. I can go back and listen to it and change it if I need to, but as long as it's nothing crazy.
Think what you think about when you're born into a fire. Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping.
It's been a weird day. My mom's birthday's tomorrow, which means it's the second one since everything happened. But I'm just still not used to it. It's even weird this year because last year we had my dad, so I had to take my dad up there and make sure he was all right. Had kind of a distraction, but this is the first year without my dad, second one total. It's just weird. I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm always complaining about shit going on with my life, but I don't know what else to say. Just weird. Yeah, mine ended up dying 9 months apart. December of, I guess it was 22 and September 23. End of December, first part of September. ended up being right around 9 months apart. It's not easy to forget my mom's birthday. My dad's birthday is the day after mine, and of course my mom's is St. Patty's Day. So. So sorry for the late start. I was getting some stuff together. I went out there and kind of raked and cleaned up, and I figured my sisters might want to go up there tomorrow. Some of my mom's family, so I kind of cleaned up the gravesite. I do that a couple times. I don't know, every couple months or something, but I wanted to make sure I did it before anybody went there. And then I went out and got some stuff, some flowers and stuff. All right, let's roll the intro.
Hey daddies, it's me, the Linda Binda from TikTok. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to thank you for watching Cold Beer Confessionals with Will Bird. I think that's just incredible. I've watched a few episodes and I'm just like very intrigued. But you know what I'm most intrigued in is Big Daddy's meat stick. I heard that it's very thick, like a good old German sausage. You know, Linda and her coochie loves that. Oh, never mind. Let's not go there. Anyways, I hope you have a good show and enjoy it as you can. There's a lot of weird things that go on, especially when it comes from the realm of Linda Bindaland. So, enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Peace out.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Will Bird. This is Cold Beer Confessional. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Sorry for the late start again. I was getting some stuff ready. I promise I'm gonna get back on schedule. I got a game we're gonna play. Okay. This is called Imagine Being the Person. Okay. And here's what we're gonna do. I think when I see like blatant and utter hypocrisy, it kind of blows my mind that the person being a hypocrite doesn't see it, right? Like, it's one thing to be like, oh, you have to make like this leap and you have to jump over here and you have to think of it in this realm or this scope or, you know, to get to hypocrisy. But when it's just like right in front of your face, like one sentence after the next sentence, like, okay, here's a round of imagine being this person. Imagine being the person, okay? Like, we'll start easy. Imagine being the person who has no answers to the questions about why you defended Phil. And then once he told people to unsubscribe, you decided that he was such an immediate danger, you had to make a film on him. And you have no answers for that, so you just yell, oh, he's he's fat and vapes. And then it comes out that you're fat and vape. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty strong hypocrisy, right? Like people are trying to argue like, oh, Will, you think you're sexy? No, not really. But I'm fat and I vape. I will tell you that. But today on their show, imagine this is the one I was talking about. Imagine being the person who literally, these are two different sentences, not a minute apart.
Matatank Kids just resubscribed for 13 months.
Thank you for your subscription. Not even a minute apart. These are two different sentences from the same person. So imagine being the person who says, I bet Phil donated to that baby, talking about the my nephew's baby that's in NICU, in the NICU in Johnson City. I bet Phil donated that baby so when it grows up, he can fuck it. That's one statement, okay? That's one statement that was made. I bet Phil donated that baby, so when he grows up a little, he can fuck it. And then the next statement was, Will never have a big following. He's horrible and says disgusting things. What in the world In what world do you live in, dude? In what world do you live in? They have this weird thing where they claim like I attack women because there's like clips of me like overreacting to people coming in chat and saying stupid stuff. While they literally attack anybody who disagrees with them. Call them any name, no names off the table. It's weird how they gang up and attack people, and then they're like, "Oh, Will, that's the guy that attacks everybody." Okay. Here's a prime example. I don't need it. This is from Sharon. No, this is from PS, responding to Sharon. It says, Paula S., I think is her name. I don't know anything about Will, but if you look on X, Pebbles is still suing Phil. Of course Pebbles is still suing Phil. When did they're trying to say that because Pebbles is in my chat, and I guess they think that Phil bought me out, the Pebbles lawsuit is over or something. As far as I know, there hasn't been an update. I asked Pebbles if there had been anything new come out, and I haven't heard back from her yet. Pebbles is still suing him. She hasn't been bought off. I'm not trying to stir anything up, but those are the facts. Now, how well do you think this message right here is going to be accepted? So someone says, the comment they're responding to says basically Pebbles and Will sold their souls to Phil, and there's no lawsuit, and there was never a case, blah, blah, blah. And this person comes in and says, no, there's still a case. There's still a case. She's still suing him. She hasn't been bought off. I'm not trying to stir this up, but those are just the facts. How well do you think that comment will be received? Not very well. I can almost guess. Really? You are part of his group? That's the first response. Pebbles was talking smack about Nick and was chatting it up with Phil on CBC. Big facts. By the way, this Brian guy with the crucifix profile picture right there, this guy, he's tried to join my chat like 30 times. And when you go to join my Telegram chat, you get messages from the mods. They just trying to make sure you're not a bot, right? He refused to answer, so he's never been allowed in until today. When they're like, fuck it, just let him in. And as soon as they let him in, they're like, oh, you got some shit to say? We can like see you talking shit everywhere. Like, right? He just waits around for like 3 minutes, then leaves. He doesn't say anything. When we're finally together in a chat room with my mods, my people, he's not in his protected chat room where he's hiding and it's locked down and nobody can screenshot, nobody can see it. Over there, he's got plenty of stuff to say. But when he finally gets into my chat room, he stays for 5 minutes and then leaves. Never leaves a single message. Not that any messages were deleted. Not that we didn't allow him to talk. We added him in. He just ran away. It was weird. Please. It was a money grab from day one. Right? Please. It was a money grab from day one. Right? If that's true, then you were part of the money grab, you idiot. Because on day one, you were part of the GoFundMe or Give, Send, Go or whatever. What are you talking about? So you're saying that it was a money grab because you were part of it? Is that why it's no longer a money grab? Yeah, I can't. Obviously, I'm not going to clutch my pearls and be like, oh my God, they said something about a baby. I've said some crazy shit, usually not about kids. I just don't talk about kids. But imagine saying oh, Phil donated that poor baby in the NICU, so when he gets a little bit older, he can fuck it. That Will guy, he says disgusting things. That's why nobody likes him. You got me. What's CBC? Paula S. says, what's CBC? Brian says, Wildo Bird Show. Yeah, the chat group you joined, the Meat Hammer Militia, and then you refused to speak. Ran away. Paula, why are you playing dumb? You're on Will's chat, Cold Beer Confessional. Now, I do have an announcement page called Cold Beer Confessional, but my chat's actually called the MHM, the Meat Hammer Militia chat. So she might not know that people call me CBC. I don't know. Or she might be one of those people that joined every group that was kind of against Phil and never really pays attention to what group it is. You follow his page, clown. She's so not good at this. Now, I'm assuming this is just a person in there. I don't know. I don't know this person. I didn't send her in there to troll by saying Pebbles is still... I don't know. And here we go. I just am asking. How is it money grab if she is producing on X the court docs, and I'm not here to be in an argument with anyone? I've been waiting for 2 years to be able to find Pebbles for 2 years. I watched in real time what Phil and his minions did to her business, and as I remember correctly, you were on his channel and in his chat backing Pebbles also because Phil called you out. That makes sense. Again, Oliver's mom was out there. Oliver's mom might have even started the Give Send Go. I can't remember exactly, but that's what I want to say. That's what I want to say, at least. Oh, really? But you have no idea what CBC is. I'm not playing dumb, thank you. I didn't know the name of the chat. I just got in there 2 days ago. How long have you been in there? Someone who joined my chat. Someone who joined my... Oliver's mom did start the Give Send Go. Pebbles, I sent you a message. It said you hadn't been on in a while. I don't feel like I've missed any documents or whatever, but like the trolls are like, who never covers Pebbles? Is there any updates that I haven't covered or anything with your case? I'd like to cover it. That's the only reason I started thinking about it. I think the trolls are fucking stupid and just make shit up. But if there is anything, I'll cover it for sure. You've been looking for Pebbles for 2 years? Is she that hard to find? Remember, she did say she wasn't playing dumb. Did you know that's what you longtime followers called it? Didn't know that's what you longtime followers called it, I guess is what she's saying. I didn't know you called it because it's not called none of my chats are called CBC. That's slang for me. Also, Pebbles, you and I are pedos. Thank you. Yeah, people are welcome to stay in my chat. It's very rare. Like, unless you just want to, like, obviously, I don't believe in the Q stuff. Unless you're just, like, peddling that constantly and I got to keep asking you not to, or just attacking somebody over and over again, our chat's pretty laid back. The one thing I don't want it to turn into is a 24/7 Phil hate group. Like, you can hate you can hate Phil. That's fine. You can like Phil, whatever. I don't care. But we're not going to turn into a group that's all we talk about all day because it gets on my nerves. It's boring. I like talking about multiple things, not just what Phil orders when he goes to the restaurant, or how many breaths he took in his last video, or how are we going to decode it. Like, that's insane. Anyways. Didn't know that's what you longtime followers called it. Yeah, we were called pedos today. I sent you a screenshot. It was like a backhanded way to call us pedos. Hold on, I'll read it. I'm not going to pull it up right now. I'll pull it up later, but I'll read it to you. It says, Nick Alvear says, Phil Godlewski has been so exposed, he's in pure self-destruct mode. He went from not paying his taxes to selling tax software in a month because of it. Phil's been selling that tax shit for over a year. Over a year. It was tax season 2023 because you could have claimed it all the way back in 2021. But anyways, it says, he goes on to say, keep exposing him and other pedos who think about trying to take advantage of this movement will be frightened to try. So take care of Phil, and no other pedos will ever be here ever again. They'll be scary. They'll be scared out of here because we're scary. Then this comment, no doubt the pedos flock together. So keep an eye out on Pebbles and Cold Beer and the nasty flock of seagulls that roam around together. So basically he's saying pedos flock together, so they better be watching me and you because we're pedos. Sometimes if people wear a lot of camo, they could be hard to find. You said 2 years, weird. You said 2 years, weird. they're so aggressive, dude. Like, all she tried to do is say that Pebbles is still suing Phil. No, I sent you a screenshot of it. I grabbed it as soon as I saw that shit pop up. I sent you a screenshot of it. Also, I don't know if you guys know this. I launched a new production company today. We'll go over that in a minute. Lamau, why the I never watch Will post and I don't know anything about Will post? You are a liar. We can see the chat. Why the lies? I didn't lie. I said I got in there 2 days ago. So you're in there also, obviously. You said that after the fact. I busted your lies about not watching or knowing Will Bird. You didn't say Will Bird. She said she doesn't know about Will Bird being bought out, and she asked what CBC was. It's a public chat. Everybody can see it. I'm sorry, but you women are rude. A bunch of high school drama queens. My bad. I didn't know Will's channel was called CBC. I joined the chat 2 days ago. How long y'all been at this? I only wanted to see Phil go down. And OM, you were in Phil's chat cheering Pebbles on. What made you change your tune? You're rude, and all I see coming from you is hatefulness. Time to grow up, ladies. And I use that term loosely. Y'all came here from Phil's chat and did nothing but stir up drama. That's all they do everywhere they go. You went from having a gal's back to now calling her out? Make up your minds. Or are you all just doing this for attention? Yes. They want to be in charge of something. They want people to think that they're at the forefront of something, patting them on the back. That's exactly what. Good call. I guess it's true what they say. Any good or bad is attention. Any attention, good or bad, is attention. Y'all trying to make a name for yourself are going about it the wrong way. Grown women do not treat other women like that. Thanks for the chat. Y'all can go back to your wine and find a new victim. Seems like all you ever do in here, and I won't play your childish games. I hope Pebbles nails Phil's ass to the wall. That's a pretty good comment. Well, if I say I am a compulsive liar, would you believe me or not? Catch 22. Do you ever get any engagement at all when you throw out weird shit in my chat? Grown women shouldn't be liars either, playing both sides, Paula. Get the fuck out of here. Oh my, you really gave yourself away. Everybody, they're so super paranoid that everybody's me or one of my mods or one of my spies. They're so super paranoid. You really gave yourself away. You seem to know a lot while knowing nothing. So easy to spot. She's a trip. Never was in Phil's chat, FYI. Okay. Yeah, someone doesn't like that they were busted. We will see her crying in Will's chat soon enough. Sure will. It's a playbook. I don't think anybody comes to cry in my chat. I think we all come to laugh at each other. And you, mostly you. Mostly you. But y'all got mad when there's a give, send, go to save a child. But it's about the children, right? Y'all are heartless and disgusting. That baby is a child of God. Uh-oh. There's some backlash. Uh-oh. Apparently they're talking about me pretty good over on their show today, which I love. Say my name, dude. Say mine when no one is around you. Nick, say that you love me. I don't know what I want to go. So I was going to go over the Bert Lynch stuff. Let's see here. What are we going on? We got some stuff to go over, okay? I just don't know what order to do it in. Uh-oh. Shout out to Shaq to the Future. Thank you for the share. Philip tells Colbert confessed that he drove the bus in the Godlewski household re-financial decisions. Phil says the DA was going to arrest Dory out of spite if he didn't agree to take the fall, so he pled guilty. I don't think he said that in his update video today, though. Phil put out this update video about Moriarty or whatever it's called. Let me see if I can open it over here. That's what everybody's been talking about. And one of the things he says in this video is that he had a pending $80,000. He had a pending $80,000 commission coming. But some people went back and looked through the houses that he sold at that time, and it doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of there's zero. There's zero houses that would have given somebody an $80,000 commission. But this is what everybody's talking about right now, is this video.
So I don't really need a kitchen. That was just another failed attempt to be funny.
He made a video about that Moriarty's place. He's like, I need a kitchen.
But the irony is,
I'm going to speed him up a little.
back in 2019, 2020-ish, I was fighting to save my marriage and my family from implosion. And
oh, shout out to Shack to the Future, by the way. Shack to the Future is just about exposing, putting information out that doesn't seem to add up about Phil, and it doesn't really take sides. And I would never ask him to take sides, but I appreciate them just kind of staying down the middle.
nothing I did worked. You know, I cheated on my wife and was just a really bad person for a while. And so I
Super CIA.
How to do to maybe distract her away from what had happened or something. And I was desperate and I did dumb things. And one of the dumb things was try to remodel my house without having money. So money was on the way. I was in real estate back then, as you guys know, and I had a huge closing coming up. I think I was going to get like an $80,000 commission check. Back then, that was huge money. Yeah, that's something. You get one of those a year, you're sitting pretty. So it was coming, and my ex and I kind of went shopping for a kitchen in anticipation of that money coming in. And those of you that are in real estate, you know you should not do that. But we did, and picked out a kitchen and gave them a deposit, and they installed the kitchen, and closing was supposed to happen on a Monday, I think it was. Kitchen was installed on a Thursday or a Friday. We gave him a check that Thursday or Friday, and the closing got pushed. Check bounced. They're like, yo, check bounced. Same company, by the way, of that video that I just did. That's what's ironic. They were in my development, a couple houses down, doing the kitchen. Check bounced. Started threatening, hey, where's our money? I'm like, no.
Yeah, he does at this time also claim that he was a crypto millionaire.
No, I didn't know what to do. I was going to say, hey, my closing got moved. Come take your kitchen out of my house. They just put it in. So I lied. And I said, it's got to be an error.
I mean, like, obviously he wrote, like, there's no disputing he wrote the bad check. There's no disputing that he manipulated the bank records, right? So basically what this news story said was he wrote a bad check. The place called him and said, hey, your check bounced. He said, impossible. Run it again, whatever. They called him back and they're like, no, it's bouncing, like it's not going through. And he said, that's crazy. I had tons of money in there. It must be the bank's fault. I'll call the bank. Well, then they still didn't get it resolved. So they called him again. He's like, I'll show you. I got bank documents. And he made bank documents that said he had money in his account when he didn't. There's no disputing that. I think the setup is the dispute is around the rest of the story, I guess.
With the bank. And
what's up, Michelle?
Some,
thank you.
That all I was trying to do was really buy time because I knew that closing was coming. And I did it about 3-4 weeks by lying to them. Then the closing got pushed again. Then we lined up a loan. We got the loan. We were going to get it in 7 days, and COVID hit. Loan got canceled. So then the truth came out. Phil lied about the not having the money and the fake bank statements and all that stuff. And Phil went to jail for 30 days. And
the big thing here clearly is the bank statements. Like there are people all the time that lie about, like, I don't know why my card's not working. I got money in there. Sorry, I guess I just can't get it. Even at a gas station, fast food, whatever. Hell, I've had my card declined before. It's embarrassing, but there's nothing illegal about playing dumb when your card's declined. It's the bank statement portion.
It's just ironic now because you think about it, it was a $26,000 kitchen, or $21,000. That's what the check was that bounced. And then you look around now and, there's so many things that Carrie and I own that are far in excess of $21,000. And it's amazing how things change,
Damn, is there a train coming?
The different pathways that you end up going.
I did hear him say that as well, that his attorney stole the restitution money and used it on a different case or something.
Down. And then you see a reminder, like that car driving by. It's just, you know what's odd though? Like, before they press charges with like the DA, and before it went like really, really far, they could have stopped it. They could have been like, no, we don't have to go this way, just give us our money. Because I was begging them for like 2 months to just take my money, because I had it. I got it. The closing occurred and I had the money, and they wouldn't take it. They wouldn't take it.
I don't know if you can do this, right? It's one thing if like the check bounces and you're like, oh my God, I'll get it to you. I didn't know this was going to happen. I thought it was going to close. I'll get it to you in 2 weeks, within 2 weeks. I know you're in a bad spot. I know you're in a bind. I'm so sorry. Please don't repo my shit. I'll get it to you in 2 weeks. It's another thing if you keep trying to convince them that it's the bank's fault or their fault and making fake bank statements. You can't really get mad at them if they don't give you another chance, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
They instead wanted to go to the DA. And the ironic
That's right, Michelle.
They got all of their money plus interest. They got like $1,800 in interest, $1,883 it was. They got all their money plus interest. The whole $21,000 plus $1,800. And then even after that, I still went to jail for it. But, you know, it's a learning experience. And
the total was $21,789.84.
I think I've come out of that situation.
Yes, his old boss ended up paying the $22,000, basically. Her name is, somebody just put it, Sunita.
A better person than I was before. At least I hope I did. So I think that company is filled with is a family of jerks, and I don't like them. Because
they might be.
They got their money plus interest, and they still press charges. Even after they got their money plus interest, they still press charges. Who's the victim? You know, they had to wait 2 months to get their money. 2 months.
So he's going to try to call this a victimless crime. This isn't a victimless crime. So what could be a victimless crime? It depends how far you're willing to go back. But let's say I'm alone by myself smoking pot in the park. Nobody's getting a contact buzz. Nobody's there. That would be a victimless crime. But some people would even argue that the sale, trade, and manufacture and desire for marijuana leads to other crimes happening, so it's not victimless. You know what I'm saying? So you could do the same thing. Let's say like I'm at a gun range and I shoot outside the range, but it doesn't hurt anybody. But it could, right? Like you can always take a crime so far and try to relate it back to if the crime seems to be victimless, somebody can take it back far enough to give you a victim. I don't think this is a victimless crime because they could have been in a bind, right? They could have been on the hook for the money. They could have been in a really bad bind. They could have, had creditors knocking on their door, and this job was their last big chance to save their company. Or you never know.
And they charge interest for those months at like a crazy interest rate too. So they got their full amount of payment for the product.
Yeah, that's the way I understand it. The DA pressed charges not because the company wanted them to, but because it was such a large amount. And I heard from people who are supposed to be close to this, I can't 100% say it's true. I heard that Phil wasn't talking to the bank, right? He was telling Moriarty he was making fake bank statements, but I heard that the Moriarty guy went to the bank and said, look, this guy's telling me this. Here's his statements. They said, those aren't our statements. This doesn't look right. That doesn't match. The bank called the police and made the report, and it had to be prosecuted because of the amount of the check. It was over $20,000. If this was a $100 check, it probably wouldn't be that big a deal. I think my sister was in something like this, a weird scam where a lady tried to pay a down payment on a home she was selling with a check, and it ended up bouncing, or it was just a whole ordeal. I had the house tied up in it.
That they installed, and they still press felony charges for it. It's what I call a victimless crime. Were they really a victim? Maybe, but I don't think so. So I got a kitchen. I even got 2 islands.
Right. Sure. Well, I don't even know if they had the option to let it go, but just because you have the option to not prosecute doesn't mean you're under any obligation to. I mean, you might feel bad personally and do that, but you're not under, if you were wronged in some way, you're not under any obligation to. In fact, the opposite, right? You have the right to press charges, but I don't even think they had the option, the way I understand the story.
One of those islands is like 21 grand. That's the irony, you know?
He's definitely upgraded.
Do I feel bad for that crime? Yeah. I mean, I definitely shouldn't have done it. The circumstances were much different than what you'll read about it, but as I just described. But for them to go to the DA while I'm telling them, hey, I got the money now, take the money and it's over with. Instead of taking the money, they filed charges.
I don't even know if they can do that. I want to check that large, and the bank saying, hey, he made fake we can't have people out here making fake bank statements. That's so illegal, super illegal. Like, I don't even know if even the DA could have been like, well, we're not prosecuting it if the bank was pushing against it. And I don't think the bank could have said, we're not prosecuting it if the DA was trying to go with it. I think Moriarty's probably the only people that really didn't have a say in it no matter what.
With the DA and waited like 8 months to get their money.
Well, so, yeah, they waited 8 months to get their money, I guess, through restitution. But still, if he had the money and would have paid it and then showed up in court and be like, look, I messed up. I shouldn't have done this. I just panicked. But they're already paid. I paid them, right? I already paid. I wrote this. I took them a cashier's check. They probably don't want your check anymore. I took them a cashier's check or whatever. It may have looked better in court, but they maybe he wasn't allowed to pay them. I don't know.
You know, you could be in a bad situation one day or 1 year. And
there's other posts related to this
situation. So, to the Mariotti family, especially Rich, you're an asshole, and you always will be. And I'm not. Sorry.
And maybe he does have some type of personal thing with these people. Obviously, I don't know these people. I don't live there. This is all brought to you by Shack to the Future, by the way. She does a pretty good job of cataloging some stuff. Let me see. The internet is in the Wild West. Explain to your millions of followers how okay, here's the other one that's related to it. This is about his attorney, okay?
Non-starter for me. That was a no-go. Not going to let her be arrested. I put myself in that predicament to get her arrested.
Yes, there's a voice changer on it, but that's fine. He's talking about his wife. I put her in a position where she would get arrested.
Oh, I did some things to try to make it all go away, and I got caught. And when you break the law and you get caught, you have to pay a price, and that's what I did. So a lot of you are asking, well, what's the...
I think he did good getting a deal, right? Because he had multiple charges, right? And he ended up only taking the one charge and 30 days in jail or something, or 3 months in jail, whatever it was, 90 days.
What's the picture of his feet today? What's the picture of his legs today? It's nothing gematria. It's just it has to do with the fact that I'm no longer wearing.
Yeah, I already brought that up. Shaq has a bunch of screenshots of everything he sold that year, and it doesn't seem like any of them would have gave him an $80K commission check.
My ankle monitor. I have done my sentence, and I would love to sit here and say that I regret breaking the law, but I don't. And you have to take that with a grain of salt. You have to take that and put it into perspective, because it's not that I regret putting myself in the position that I put myself, which led me to needing to break the law. And no one else put me in that position but me. And if you ever break the law, chances are you put yourself in that position too. So I regret putting myself in that position, which then led me to do the actions that I did. Out of haste, out of anxiety, out of fear, and out of love for my ex-wife. I thought things would have ended up differently. I had some pretty shitty legal representation, and I took some pretty shitty legal advice. The payment that I gave, for example, for the restitution, was held by my attorney for 8 months, and he used that $22,000 in restitution for a different case, and never told the DA that he did.
See, that right there is something that could definitely get somebody in trouble, right? Like we saw Phil's current attorney got a reprimand from the state board of attorneys or whatever, from the bar of Pennsylvania. That right there would definitely at least get a reprimand, if not more. He took your restitution payment and spent it on another case. That's kind of weird, right? Because Phil wouldn't have had a restitution payment until he was ordered at court to make a restitution payment 8 months later when he went into court. But maybe he went ahead and said, here's the money I owe them. And then according to him, the lawyer went and used it for something.
Did it? Well, over that 8-month period in the last couple months of 2020 and the first 6 or 7 months of 2021, the DA just kept getting pissed. Why isn't this guy paying this? Well, I did pay it 8 months ago. I gave it to my attorney, and he didn't give it to the DA so that the victim's restitution could have been satisfied. He literally took my money and used it for a different case. It's legal malpractice at its finest. And couldn't really talk about it until now, but he's getting sued currently by me. And hopefully disbarred, so he can never do that to somebody else again, because had that restitution been paid immediately, it would have been paid prior to me even getting arrested or arraigned.
Now, this is an older video. I haven't heard about him suing that lawyer at all.
And I probably wouldn't have gotten arrested or arraigned. But life throws you curveballs. Life gives you lemons. And,
what was his lawyer's name in this case, in the check case? Do you guys remember?
You gotta try to make lemonade out of it, right? And that's what I did. I am not a perfect person, and if you're following me because you think I'm perfect, or because you think I am the savior, or you think I am whatever you think I am certainly not. I do my best in life.
Was it Joe DeAndrea? Because that's kind of weird. Didn't Phil just pay to put him in his movie? Was that his check fraud lawyer? That's so weird. Then Shaq's got another update here. This one says this is from October 2021. Says he doesn't regret his crimes. He's winning now, and he has more followers. He can now focus on his grift, his employment, his fam, doing the things he enjoys, travel, etc. Sounds like to me he blames his attorney, Joe DeAndrea, for pretty shitty legal representation. I don't know why I can't read tonight. And he accuses him of keeping his $22K. Oh, I think this is the same one. Maybe this doesn't have the voice filter on it.
So many of you, especially my new followers.
Not DeAndrea. Yeah, that I was thinking like it would be really weird if Phil put him in the thing. So DeAndrea was his attorney in 2010. He's a criminal defense attorney, but was he on the check case?
Now the phone's ringing off the hook. Many of my new followers.
Oh, is it going to freeze, or is that in the source video? Oh, somebody took a screenshot. That's why it froze.
Don't know. But I earlier this year I pled to a couple misdemeanor charges, and I was sentenced to, amongst other things, I was sentenced to house arrest. So I've been on house arrest for the past 90 days. Basically, it's an ankle monitor, and you have to tell them where they go. They keep track of where you go and all that stuff for 3 months.
Oh, it does say it. It says, let's see. So his 2010 stuff, it says proc status, sentence, penalty imposed, DC number, arrest, defense attorney, 11/12/2010. It's listed Timothy Coleman. That's weird. Timothy Coleman. Then if you go down to the one where it says CR335CR or CP35CR 0000664 2020, which is the check case, it says arrest date, disposition date was 2/22/2021. The judge was Michael J. Barassi, and it lists Joseph R. DeAndrea. But obviously they're not listing them correctly because maybe it just lists the last attorney you had as your most recent attorney. Because Tim Coleman didn't represent him in 2010 for his minor case. I'll show you what I'm looking at. Hold on. That's a weird, maybe it's something in their system. So I'm looking here, Phil Godlewski, Philip John Godlewski, Philip J. Godlewski. And it says closed, Lackawanna, and then all this from 2010. And it says defense attorney, Timothy M. Coleman, right there. And that's for all the 2010 stuff. Arrest date, 7/10/2010, Timothy Coleman. And if you come down to the next charge, it says arrest date, defense attorney, Joseph R. DeAndrea. I know some people are saying he was his attorney. Some people are saying he wasn't. I'll keep looking here.
And not something that I'm really proud of, you know, but in terms of the plea for the misdemeanor. But I stand by my decision. I would have done the same exact things in the same exact way again if I had to. The problem that I have.
Oh, does this not have the whole one? The whole video?
I was sentenced to, you know, amongst other things, I was sentenced to house arrest. So I've been on house arrest for the past 90 days. Basically, it's an ankle monitor, and you have to tell them where they go. They keep track of where you go and all that stuff for 3 months. And not something that I'm really proud of, you know, but in terms of the plea for the misdemeanor. But I stand by my decision. I would have done the same exact things in the same exact way again if I had to. The problem that I have in life is that I'm impulsive, and often I make impulsive decisions without really diving through all of the consequences to those decisions. And I'm working on that. You know, I remain imperfect in Lynn Wood's terms. And I'm working on, you know, putting barriers in place to make sure that I don't put myself in those positions anymore. However, once I did put myself in that particular position when it came to these charges earlier this year, I had no other choice but to do what I did, which was commit crimes. Now, they were of
no choice
type. They were blue collar crimes. You know, they had to do with finances and a couple.
That's white collar crimes. White collar crimes have to do with finance and shit. If I'm calculating this right, it says that the guilty plea was entered on 6/22/2021. Minimum of 1 month, maximum of 1 month. Probation, min max 44 months. 44 months. Probation is consecutive. Probation is consecutive too. Confinement. Probation. So that means if that's what he ended up getting, I'm still looking. That means he'd be on probation until February of this coming year, February 2025. Attorney information, Joseph R. DeAndrea, of 320 North Blakely Street, Dunmore, PA, representing Phil Godlewski. Gene P. Ricardo was the assistant district attorney who prosecuted it. (2021) delinquency notice filed, 62 days overdue. Transcript of proceedings, served. Supervised for 0 months, DeAndrea Joseph R. Yeah, his name's all over this. But I think it's, I just thought it was weird. For some reason, I thought it was somebody else because he literally just paid, he just paid, I'm assuming, that attorney to be in his movie. I don't think the attorney did it for free. So you, the ones who said Joseph DeAndrea, I guess you were right. So, e-service 12/15/2021, Joseph DeAndrea. His name's all over this document. Even though for some reason it says Tim Coleman covered him or represented him in 2010. Okay.
Other things, you know, pertaining to that, but I truly felt at the time that had I not done the actions that I did in 2020, it was
sure. And this is proposed, and maybe he got off early. Maybe something happened and he's not on probation. I feel like I remember him saying that if he was off probation, not in the court records, but like on maybe one of his live streams or posts, he's like, probation's over. I can't remember.
Early 2020, late 2019, early 2020.
I'm just telling you, I mean, I can't, you have to find me something else if that's not it. But all I can do is read what's here. Court of Common Pleas, Lackawanna County. This is all about this is all under Michael J. Barassi or Barras or whatever it is. This is all about the sheet's all about his check issue. Final issuing, arresting officer, origination docket, Lackawanna, and DeAndrea's name's all over this. Defendants, magisterial court. There's the probation for minimum of 1 year, minimum of 44 months, probation. But anyways, if you come down here, it says attorney information. This is all still the 2021 stuff from the same docket number. It says name, Joseph DeAndrea, private, Supreme Court number, rep status, phone number, and his address. Then all these appearances. He's not listed there anywhere, but on this next page he is. Not there, not there, not there. Sorry, there's a couple of these to go through, I guess. More than I thought. There he is. Motion for reconsideration filed on 7/6/2021 from Joseph R. DeAndrea. He's listed as filing one of the motions in 2021 on 6/30/2021. No, I'm sorry. What day was it? 7/6/2021. And then down here, the delinquency notice. It says Court of Common Pleas, Lackawanna County. Delinquency notice filed 97 days overdue. This is on February 15th of 2021. Then it says penalty satisfied by DeAndrea Joseph R. through e-service and Ricardo Gene P., which is the assistant district attorney through e-service, served on 12. That was December 15th, 2021. He's the only one listed on this one. I've thought the same way as you, but this is the only thing I've got to go off of right now.
He felt at the time that if I didn't take the actions that I took, which was break the law, but if I didn't take the actions that I took, that would have led to my wife, who we were still together at the time, obviously in 2019, 2020. She left this year. But if I didn't take those actions at the time, she would have been arrested. And that was not...
So are you saying that he got 60 months probation? Is that what you're saying? 5 years probation? That would be June 22, 2026.
It was a non-starter for me. That was a no-go. Not going to let her be arrested.
56
I put myself in that predicament to...
Maybe I'm calculating from the wrong date.
Get her arrested. So I did some things to try to make it all go away, and I got caught. And when you break the law and you get caught, you have to pay a price, and that's what I did. So a lot of you are asking, well, what's the picture of his feet today? What's the picture of his legs today? It's not...
Marty, Phil used DeAndrea for his gun charge. It seems like that's his go-to guy when it's a criminal thing. Obviously, he doesn't even do civil, but that's what it seems like.
Nothing gematria. It's just, it has to do with the fact that I'm no longer wearing my ankle monitor. I have done my sentence, and I would love to sit here and say that I regret breaking the law.
So when we're talking about probation officers, we were talking about this in my chat earlier. There's every kind of probation officer. There are really good ones who actually like to work with youth and like to make sure they get their GED or they stay in school. They really like to help them out. They'll get them counseling. They'll get them resources. They'll get them help. They'll do everything, right? They'll do all that. There are other ones. There are other ones that are not that great. As long as they're paid, they make a killing off probation, dude. They make a killing. As long as they're paid, they don't care. So every time I was on probation, if you guys don't know, every time I went to probation, as long as I had my like $123, it was like whatever my fee was, plus a money for a drug test, whether I took it or not, which I think was illegal. Like I wasn't supposed to be paying the drug test part unless I actually took the drug test. And he only drug tested me once. That was the first time I showed up. And after that, I had to keep paying the same amount, even though I wasn't being drug tested. And then partway through my probation, I was like, hey, man, I got this awesome job opportunity, but it's out of town. Am I going to have to tell him no? Like, I know I'm on probation. This is serious or whatever. I'm going to have to tell him no. And he's like, have you failed a drug test? And I was like, no. And he's like, well, come down here and I'll pre-print you out these forms. So he pre-printed me out these letters that basically they would say January of 2020 or whatever year it was, January 2008, February 2008, March 2008, April 2008. And down on the form, it says, I know that I'm part of this probation with this probation officer, blah, blah, blah. And then it had check boxes at the bottom. It says, please check all that apply. I've used drugs during the previous 30 days. I have drank during the previous 30 days. I have violated the law as a misdemeanor in the last 30 days. I violated the law as a felony in the last 30 days. And it just had like 5 or 6 check boxes. I didn't check none of them, obviously. Signed my name at the bottom, sent them a check. Well, I was supposed to send them a check. I ended up paying everything off before I left because I had the money to go ahead and pay all of my payments before I left. But had I not, I would have been sending in a check every month. Instead, I was just mailing in a piece of paper that basically said, promise I'm good. Promise I'm good.
But I don't. And you have to take that with a grain of salt. You have to take that and put it into perspective, because it's not that I regret putting myself in the position that I put myself, which led me to needing to break the law. And no one else put me in that position but me. And if you ever break the law, chances are you put yourself in that position too. So I regret putting myself in that position, which then led me to do the actions that I did out of haste, out of anxiety, out of fear, and out of love for my ex-wife. I thought things would have ended up differently. I had some pretty shitty legal representation, and I took some pretty shitty legal advice. The payment that I gave, for example, for the restitution was held by my attorney for 8 months, and he used that $22,000 in restitution for a different case and never told the DA that he did it. So over that 8-month period, in the first last couple months of 2020 and the first 6 or 7 months of
that sounds like a huge deal to me. Like if someone came forward and it's like, this attorney basically stole my money and used it for something else, that seems like a huge deal to me. And now I'm being punished for it.
2021, the DA just kept getting pissed. Like, why isn't this guy paying this? Well, I did pay it 8 months ago. I gave it to my attorney, and he didn't give it to the DA so that the victim's restitution,
it seems like it, Marty,
could have been satisfied.
Those seemed like it's not just like he forgot, he never got the letter, or he never got the request, or he asked them for the bank stuff and it just got lost in the shuffle of email. He's saying like he knowingly took the money, used it somewhere else, and just didn't lie about it, but didn't disclose it, even though the judge or district attorney kept asking him, like, where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? Where's the money? He's like, I don't know. While he actually did know, and he used it somewhere else.
He literally took my money and used it for a different case. It's legal malpractice at its finest. And couldn't really talk about it until now, but he's getting sued currently by me. And
to be fair, people get upset about Phil a lot. If he would have never went to jail, we might have never had $7K. If he'd have walked away without a jail sentence, maybe we'd have never had $7K.
Hopefully disbarred, so we could never do that to somebody else again, because had that restitution been...
See, this claim right here that he's suing him, I've never seen that lawsuit. And then, what is it, 2 years later, he has him in the film and pays him for his appearance, I would assume.
Could have been satisfied. He literally took my money and used it for a different case. It's legal malpractice at its finest. And couldn't really talk about it until now, but he's getting sued currently by me. And hopefully disbarred, so we could never do that to somebody else again, because had that restitution been paid immediately, it would have been paid prior to me even getting arrested or arraigned, and I probably wouldn't have gotten arrested or arraigned.
He has said, to be fair, Phil has been about to sue everyone he's known at one point. That is true. He does often sue a lot of people. That's true. He needed Joe 9 months later for the gun form. Oh, yeah. It was just 9 months later.
But, you know, life throws you curveballs. Life gives you lemons. And you got to try to make lemonade out of it, right? And that's what I did. I am not a perfect person.
I've been listed on the lawsuit so many times, and I don't know if he genuinely intended on suing me, because I've made Phil mad sometimes. I know I've gotten to him. I know I've said some things that genuinely made him pretty upset, and I know I've cost him followers. We've watched him before. When I would have a big show, we'd take screenshots before and after of his followers. What happened that week, and he's named me. So I don't know if he actually took it to his lawyer, and the lawyer's like, "There's no case here," which could, because he always says when he talks about me, "There's no case there," or if he knows, like, I don't have a whole lot of money to benefit him, right? To be fair, if he sued me, he probably wouldn't get his money back he spent on the lawyer. But I'd ride that motherfucker all the way out. Okay, get all the information I possibly could. Everything would be in discovery that I could get in there. I'd probably have to crowdsource the lawyer, but I'm sure you guys would help me. So I'm kind of judgment proof, right? Even if they said, well, Will has to give you everything, his entire life savings, it's not that much, right? It's probably not as much as he spent on a lawyer already with the Scranton Times. Or if Phil just decided there's no suit here, who knows?
And if you're following me because you think I'm perfect, or because you think I am, you know, the savior, or you think I am whatever you think I am certainly not. I do my best in life. I try to set a good example for my children. And even though I try to do my best in all of that, there's times that I don't. There's times that I really screw up and step out of line. And I get targeted because of that. I get ridiculed, and it's fine. You know, I deal with it, and it's okay. But
you get my mushroom farm.
It's always been something that I've had to live with, and it will.
If Phil would take him and do a video, I'd send him some. If he'd take him and do a video, I'd send him some.
Continue to be something that I have to live with, but as of today.
So there you go. There's Phil's response without the voice filter on it. Kind of weird. I don't know what's going on with his lawyer and that money. It does seem like Shaq's kind of caught him in a bind here. Even like we said earlier, the $85,000 thing.
Charges.
Where did he? What house? Or I'm sorry, $80,000. What house did he sell that would have gotten him the $80,000? This is the post. Philip tells Colbert confessed that he drove the bus in the Godlewski household. RE Financial Decisions. Philip says the DA was going to arrest Dory out of spite if he didn't agree to take the fall, so he pled guilty. Exposed Phil Godlewski said he was offered a job, or Phil said he was offered a job in the new Trump administration, but seemed ambivalent about whether or not he was going to take it. Philip wrote a $21,789.84 bad check to Mariotti. I keep adding another R in it. I didn't realize it was that simple. Mariotti on Wednesday, November 13, 2019. Then he fabricated fraudulent bank statements to cover up the fact that he was actually broke. Timeline of the bad checks case. I think that's the one I just had open. You don't get disbarred for that. You could lose your law license and could never practice law again. Isn't that what disbarred means? I'm genuinely asking a question. I'm not trying to be a smart ass. Is there a difference between disbarring and losing your license and never being able to practice again? Because when I Google it, it says disbarment ends an attorney's career, but not always permanently. Most lawyers are capable and ethical, but every state has some version of disbarment, meaning attorneys lose their licenses and can no longer practice law. Google's saying they're synonymous, I guess. It's the legal version of the death penalty for your career. Executive Director of Lawyers Concerned for Lawyers, who previously served 18 years as an assistant bar counsel in Massachusetts office of the Bar Council. Nonetheless, disbarment does not automatically result in permanent end of an attorney's legal career. In all but 8 states, disbarred attorneys can petition to regain their licenses. The process varies state by state, but disbarred attorneys usually must wait at least 5 years before requesting readmission, and readmission is not guaranteed. Additionally, disbarment in one state does not necessarily prevent an attorney from practicing in another state. Suspensions. When the public may think a suspension is a slap on the wrist compared to disbarment, that is not the case. In practice, there may not be much functional difference between a suspension and a disbarment, says Leslie Levin, Hugh McGill, professor of law at the University of Connecticut School of Law. In both situations, the punishment can be the same. An attorney may be ordered to shut down their practice and have to wait years to see if their license is even restored. Therefore, the main difference is sometimes more about the stigma of the word disbarred rather than the actual impact on an attorney's ability to practice law. So it's even saying that suspension is basically the same thing. The process of disbarment varies depending on the state, but the basic process is that disciplinary agency receives thousands of complaints each year, so the agency's attorneys have discretion over which cases they pursue. Having investigated a complaint, bar counsel may determine the most appropriate form of discipline, usually a private reprimand. In egregious cases, the proceedings may continue to a hearing, with the bar counsel presenting evidence and arguing points of law, while the accused attorney refutes the allegations. In a disciplinary proceeding, those who decide if discipline should be issued are typically lawyers and judges. The system is more professionalized than it was decades ago, but lawyers and judges can still be sympathetic and reticent to sanctions, to sanction their peers, Levin says. Interesting. In the state of Tennessee, there's a thing called, what's it called? The Board of Law Examiners. The Board of Law Examiners and Attorneys for the state of Tennessee. And they just call it the board, right? They are the people who give you the bar test as well as issue your license. That is the Tennessee State Bar. That's they do it all. Pull your license, reprimand you. That's all done through there. I'm sure it has some type of other oversight, but that's everybody you deal with. I've looked up becoming a lawyer so many times, but yeah, it is what it is. Anyways, I think this is the one we just had, isn't it? Is this the one that's got that whole page? Yeah, 3 pages of all these things. Supervised for 0 months, DeAndrea Joseph R. DeAndrea Joseph R. It's weird that if he's not, I was under the impression he wasn't either, but it's just weird he's listed all over the paperwork. It seems like he was. Maybe this is the Mandela effect. Okay. Here we go. You guys ready? Were you guys ready for the hot film of this summer? The Blockbuster? Yeah, me too. I don't want to be in a courtroom. William Vincenco was the first attorney. Was he replaced? Let's do this. Thanks for looking that up. I just accepted that I misremembered everything already. Let's see if I can find a document with his name on it. Uh-oh, wrong button. Okay, yeah. Email to judge's law clerk from attorney Vincenco requesting an extension of time. You're right. He's listed on here 3 times before DeAndrea. He's listed twice on the same email, right? One as the sequence number and one as the filed by. And he's listed one more time of his withdrawal. So he withdrawed on December 28th. So maybe that's who Phil says stole his money for 8 months. And that's why he still has a weird relationship with DeAndrea, but we've never heard about this Vincenco guy. Thank you. He was listed. I guess I scrolled over it. I guess, yeah, surely. Just wasn't paying attention or thought maybe he was a clerk or something. I didn't read the first couple posts. Good eye. Good catch. We appreciate it. I'm letting it load again just to see. So I should have seen his name. I should have been scrolling down through here, and I would have seen his name right here in this first docket entries. There he is, right? Vincenco, William E. Vincenco Jr., Attorney Vincenco. And then there's another one right here where he withdraws. And that's when, okay, so DeAndrea comes in on December 11th, and Vincenco leaves on December 28th. Good job. By the way, I just saw somebody talking about Tyson. You Mike Tyson. You want to know the funniest video of Mike Tyson? We'll get to the blockbuster film of the summer in just a second. Let me go to YouTube. See if I can find this. So Mike Tyson's fighting Jake Paul. Vinceco. Yeah, okay. I don't really care if I say his name right or not. Mike Tyson is fighting Jake Paul, which I hope he destroys him. I hope he destroys him. That's what I hope. I don't know. I don't like Jake Paul. I don't like him and his cocky brother. I don't like either one of them. I don't like either one of them. So I hope he destroys him. But, you know, Mike Tyson's older. He's coming out of retirement. He's not exactly super young. He is definitely an older gentleman, right? He still seems like I've seen some videos of him like shadow boxing and stuff. He still seems like he's a psycho. Like Mike Tyson's crazy in the ring and in real life. Like he does crazy stuff. He acts crazy. Like I still think even older, he's not somebody you want to meet in a dark alley. I'll tell you that much. Jake Paul has been legitimately training, okay? Jake Paul is younger than me, I think. Let me see how old he is. Jake Paul's probably 32, 33. Oh, 27. I guess his brother's probably 30, 32. Something like that. His brother's older. He's 27 years old. He's fighting a 57-year-old. He's 30 years younger. Oh, Logan's only 28. I thought there was a couple years between them. 27, 28. They're both multimillionaires. Started on Vine, went to YouTube, blew up on YouTube. They basically make kids content. But Jake Paul and Logan Paul, they both started talking about these celebrity boxing matches, like YouTuber boxing, and they started doing that. And Logan still does a little bit, but Jake has legitimately hired a real trainer. He's trying to get real fights. He trains like, even though it seems like this is a gimmick, he's really training. Is he really good? I don't know. I've always been told, and like at the top tier of boxing, you can train all you want, but unless you're like got some type of natural gift, you just can't out-train somebody who's trained and is gifted. I don't know. I don't do boxing at top tier. But I wouldn't fuck with Jake Paul in a dark alley either. I hope that Mike Tyson wins. We'll see. This is hold on. Let me make sure this hasn't changed. So this is not what would they call it? A sanctioned fight. This is an exhibition fight, okay? Now, Tyson fought a few years back. He fought Roy Jones Jr.? Roy Jones Jr.? He fought him, and it was an exhibition match. And basically, it leaked out in that fight that neither guy was supposed to be going for the big knockout, okay? This is also going to be a sanctioned match, but this is also going to be an exhibition match, but I hope they don't have these weird stipulations, unsaid rules, like where no one's going for the big shot, we're going to take it all the rounds, we're going to win on points kind of deal. I don't know. We'll see. It leaked out in the last Tyson exhibition match that everybody kind of knew that it was hey, nobody's trying to get this big shot, a knockout, right? We're basically gonna go all the rounds. We're gonna win on points. They were probably going at like 80% or something, right? Nobody was going 100% or above. I hope this match isn't like that. I hope that Mike Tyson knocks the shit out of him, puts him down good, once and for all. Now, I do want to show you what I think is the funniest video in Mike Tyson ever. Let me just do some backstory first. Do you guys know who Hezbollah is? Hezbollah. Do you guys know who Hezbollah is? He is a Muslim guy. He is a Muslim guy, and he's really short. You know who I'm talking about? I know you've seen him in TikTok videos. I'm trying to grab an image of him right now. Or I guess a video would be better, right? A little short video. He's a little short. He looks like a man, but he's like super short. You know, this guy. You know what I'm talking? This is a full-grown man. This right here is a full-grown man. He's not a kid. He's a full-grown man, and he has some type of disease.
Hello, Lynch. I'm Lynch account area official.
Hello, everybody.
And he's usually wearing like a traditional Islamic head covering most of the time. There he is. Hey, the king of memes is coming for his realm. Hibberland, a dope new wave in the web scene, the ecosystem that confronts. So this is a full-grown man. Okay, and most people know this. Like, he boxes and fights and stuff too, but you could basically just kick him away if you really wanted to fight him. Like, I don't give a damn how he throws hands, Nick. If he's 36 pounds, I'm going to kick him into the goddamn river, okay? Now, most people know this or know of him or whatever. Not Mike Tyson, okay? Not Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson accidentally thinks that he's a kid. So what does Mike Tyson do? You just got to watch. You have to keep in your head, this is a full-grown man, a 30-some-year-old man that he's picking up, okay? Watch this video.
From Mike Tyson picking up Hasbulla and nuzzling him like a baby, to the legendary boxer receiving tons of criticism online. Let's take a look at what went down between them. Hasbulla was invited to the house these two famous dudes met.
He's like biting his ear and he's nuzzling his neck. Hold on, it gets better. They'll show it again.
First up, let's take a look at what went down between them. Hasbulla was invited to the Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson podcast. The 20-year-old influencer has...
And Mike Tyson thinks it's one of the people's kids, and he's like, I love kids. Picks him up. He's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to bite you. And this is a 35-year-old man.
Dwarfism. He became pretty popular around 2020 when videos of him mocking MMA fighters went viral.
So basically they have this, I don't know what, dwarf fighting league, I guess. But again, they both weigh like 35 pounds. If an adult got involved, it'd be like baby fight club at the daycare. It'd shut down if an adult got involved. I bet you I could take at least 25 dwarfs coming out. They'd have to be a bunch. They'd have to be a bunch of them. They had to be organized. They'd have a plan. They'd have to have a chance to get together and plan it out first. If they were unorganized, maybe 35. Right? If they didn't get a chance to talk to each other, let's say they're all mute and no hand signals. None of them know sign language. Probably 35. Anyways, back to the video.
He later went on to become something of a mascot for the MMA fighters, even earning the nickname Mini Khabib after he recreated Khabib's iconic weigh-in. Since then, he's gone on to become besties with the fighter, as well as make a name for himself in the boxing world. That's how the young influencer found himself on Tyson's podcast.
And he even has the voice of a little kid. Even has the voice of a little kid, kind of.
He was traveling to America to collab with Nelk.
And Tyson picks him up and he's like, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you.
On YouTube. During this time, he was also invited to the Boxer's podcast.
Like something I do to Ollie. And what's hilarious, again, like he might be an awesome boxer, but he wastes. There's nothing he can do about it. He just gets picked up. And he's like,
Once he was there, the 20-year-old decided to do what he usually does when he meets celebs.
Hold on, let me read this. Hello, Will and Cold Beer family. Just walked in from Kelly's funeral. I drove 6.5 hours to Chicago. Went to the visitation funeral graveside burial service and went to the lunch-in for about 20 minutes. Then I drove 6.5 hours home. I'm home safely, thank God. I'm glad you had a safe trip. I'm assuming you got to talk to Nick and the kids and everybody. Man, that's sad. That's awful. But thanks for letting us know you made it there and back. I can't even talk about it. My mom's birthday's tomorrow.
Which is punch them. The guy threw some strong hands at Mike, who managed to dodge.
All right, so he goes up and acts like he's punching Mike Tyson, but that's kind of what he does, like a sad shadow boxing kind of deal. Mike Tyson thinks it's one of the crew's kids, which is hilarious.
Most of the punches pretty well. The boxer said good one to a hook, and then joked that the other one had hurt him. Now, this is just the lead up to what's probably an unforgettable podcast moment. The fighter went on to do something very strange, something you usually wouldn't do to someone who's punching you, and definitely wouldn't do it to a 20-year-old man. He picked up Hasbulla, making everyone in the room laugh.
Look at everybody laughing. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. And all the people on the couch are dying laughing.
He did. Tyson then nuzzled the Russian social media sensation after pulling off his hat and going straight for his ear. This moment has left...
I'm going to get you, little guy. Let me get up in there.
Fans with mixed emotions. Some found it hilarious, while others thought it was offensive.
And he's holding him like a kid. He has no idea, though. He just thought he was a 6-year-old or whatever, a 7-year-old that's like really into fighting because his parents a boxer or fighter. So you know what I mean?
Plus,
I don't think it's offensive. He didn't know.
Over the social media treatment.
Let me get in there.
Everyone noticed one thing. The boxer jokingly bit Hasbulla's ear. And it's referring to one of the most insane moments in boxing history. The fighter
he's an ear biter.
A chunk out of a rival's ear once. This happened back in 1997 in a rematch against Holyfield. Later, the two rivals managed to fix their relationship.
Evander Holyfield biting that ear. That's probably the funniest video that exists in Mike Tyson. Here it is in short format. Of it just playing him biting that's a grown ass man. He's just like, nope, bloop. I'm gonna get you. Pull his hat off. How funny is that, dude? I don't know why. It tears me up. It's so funny. And he has no idea. Oh. He has no idea who he is. It's kind of crazy. Here's a video on that Hezbollah guy. I wonder what this says, because it says the truth behind him, he's not who you think. Brian thinks he's actually just a child, and they're playing him off as an adult.
Hezbollah is a 20-year-old, 3'3" internet sensation that seemingly rose to superstardom overnight. His hilarious viral videos have gotten him famous all over the world. Today, he has over...
When I first saw him, I thought he was a kid until, like, I started, like, watching videos. Because I say a kid, I don't care. It's not my kid. Scroll.
8 million followers on Instagram and just secured a massive contract with the UFC. Hezbollah is humble, but he is no fool. He knew exactly the right people he needed to become friends with, coming from a tiny village in Russia to meetings with royalty.
He does live, he did come from like poverty in a tiny ass village in Russia.
Did Hezbollah do it? Well, the secret behind his success is crazier than we thought. Hezbollah, who also goes by Hasbeek,
oh my God. He looks bad there.
Was born in the small village of Akusha, Russia, which is inside the...
Oh, everything looks bad in Russia. I think if you just take a picture in Russia, the camera makes you cry. I don't. Everything looks bad in
Republic
Russia.
of Dagestan. You probably have heard of Dagestan because it is the home of the UFC lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov. Mixed martial arts has a huge part of Hezbollah's story, but we'll get to that. At some point, Hasbik moved
Nick, I would hang him on a coat hook.
to the largest city in Dagestan, Makhachkala. Although the reason for the move is unknown, it's possible he moved there
You thought it was just some Russian kid that dressed like an adult, Mara?
to get access to better medical facilities to learn more information about his illness. Hezbollah has the facial features and body structure of a toddler, despite him
I think his parents do well. I don't think he's poor, but he grew up in a tiny-ass poor
being
little
20
town.
years of age. It's likely caused by him being born with a growth hormone deficiency, where the brain's pituitary gland can't produce the necessary hormones for a girl's upbringing. No, it's not because I'm a lazy researcher, but if you understand more about his culture, the lack of information makes a lot of sense. Firstly, Dagestan as a whole is known for being a very poor republic of Russia.
73% of the population lives below the poverty line, while 16% are close to it. Almost 70% of the main assets within the republic belong to the government. It holds 56. So Russia is basically an oligarchy, I guess, right? A lot of powerful, even though Putin has ultimate control, even extending the time that he can stay in office, assassinating his political rivals and opponents, blowing up people's planes, putting uranium in people's drinks. He still keeps happy the upper echelon, like groups of families that basically control everything, right? And where they're set up as, it's not like straight communism, but they're like mixed economy, heavily relies on communism. A lot of the government owns almost everything, including these families work with the government to own all these assets, all these different assets.
Russia. It's possible that his family had limited access to technology, computers, and smartphones growing up, so he wasn't uploading YouTube videos in 2008 like me. He did go to Islamic school for 4 years before he dropped out. He did not like the way his teachers treated him, and because of his condition, classmates were not always the nicest. Despite abandoning school,
I'm sure
he still
it's gonna
spent
be
most of his
hard.
days practicing secular life.
I'm glad he made something out of his life. You know, he could have just been a dwarf in Russia that nobody ever. I'm glad he made something.
We have to travel, experience different cultures and lifestyles,
Threatens to kick them to the river as well as perform coat hanger.
have lofty goals, make a lot of money, and constantly chase this better life that is sold to us on a daily basis. Many people from
I saw a post one time that made me laugh so hard. It was back in the day on an internet board, and it was like, girls out here really be trying to like poke holes in condoms or get you to slip it in without one on bareback so they can come up and charge $10,000-$15,000 to do something about it, like get rid of it, like an abortion, right? And the next comment says, damn, ninja, where you buy your coat hangers at?
Dagestan and all over the world live almost the opposite. They have a job to help their community. They spend a lot of time practicing their religion. They spend a lot of time with family and usually practice a sport, which for many Dagestanians, their sport of choice is wrestling, which has led to producing some of the most dangerous fighters in the world. The region may be poor and odd. Hezbollah says he never planned to be famous. It just kind of happened. It all started in June of 2020 when he posted a TikTok video of him eating his favorite fruit, strawberries. Saying he looks somewhere between 6 and 40 years old and questioning him.
He's right in between 6 and 40.
The mystery of Hezbollah began. Hezbollah continued to upload videos of him eating strawberries and saying this phrase, which translates to, strawberries are bomb, to be honest. This phrase was turned into a TikTok meme.
Oh, God.
Owner of the shit of $100 for a video at the end of the round. However,
anyways, I was just saying, I've never looked into his
backstory. Have a laugh while Hasbik throws some views. He only had one professional fight in where Russian YouTuber Azkab Tamev. Tamev is known as the Chechen Hulk because of his massive neck and body build. He is from the Republic of Chechnya, which is about 100 miles away from Makhachkala.
So he met kind of a fighter and YouTuber.
Tamev was a mixed martial artist growing up and would make vlogs of his fitness journey and training sessions, each of them generating millions of views.
By the way, you guys would be proud of me. I have been trying to eat better and do my walk or whatever, get on the treadmill. I had McDonald's today, which is bad, but I walked there and got it. 4.1 miles there and back combined, a total of.
He only had one professional fight in which he won, but he got so popular on YouTube through his fighting lifestyle videos that he became a Chechnyan star. Tamev saw the potential in Hezbollah, so he paid him for a video collaboration. The video was basically
I'm fat and vape.
Just a vlog where Tamev and his fans got to...
Yeah, somebody support the show. Damn. Y'all a bunch of freeload. You get too used to Phil, watching Phil be a millionaire. Think I'm over here with money in the bank. Shorty, what you drank? Jesus. Oh, we'll catch you on the next one. Sure you will. No, I'm just kidding. If you want to support the show, go to cultivate.fund. If you don't, who cares?
To know Hasbik, but there was one pivotal moment that changed everything. Basically, Tamev asked Hasbik if he wants to hit the gym. He says, "You're weak, right?"
I vaped the whole way. And I had to walk across the Sky Bridge. You guys don't even know what a struggle that is. Not the bridge or anything to do with that. It's just like no one knows how to drive, and it's safer to walk right in the middle of the lane, like on the double yellow line, because nobody's anywhere close to that. They're all in the fucking emergency lanes on the sidewalks and shit.
Then Hezbollah says, no, I'm not, and punches him in the face. Tamev taunts him a little.
Dude, Nick, that car lot downtown that's got the Lambo or the Ferrari, it's got a red Hummer, fire engine red Hummer sitting down there, H3 Hummer, for $7,000 on the windshield.
More, and they have a laugh while Hasbeek throws some more hands.
It's 4.1 miles.
They left the restaurant and hit the gym. Hezbollah strapped on the boxing gloves and struck fear into the souls of anyone who dared to test him. The clips of Hezbollah fighting were beloved by the community. How could you not laugh at a tiny man punching someone with all his gun off in Tamev's head? He started blues.
But he meets some actual MMA fighters eventually, right?
Was uploaded, announcing
when he gets some fame,
press conf business, and obviously sponsorship money.
So they worked together, obviously. They did a little. They both got fame, and then they have these little weird other dwarf, like, I don't know, face-offs. You know how fighters face off where they fight?
Views and millions of views on other social medias. This was the very first time the United States got introduced to Hezbollah. Since none of the videos had captions, Americans just saw two tiny humans that looked like toddlers screaming at each other and ready to rip their heads off.
Imagine when you have to calculate someone's height and reach in millimeters. Oh. People are like, Russian toddlers are wild. Like no one knew what was going on.
Tamev let everyone know that this fight was indeed scheduled, and they planned on making it a legit televised bout. The ridiculousness of these two tiny men.
I joined Patreon for a year. Thank you very much. I think Kelly joined Patreon right before. Shout out to her. Nick messaged me. I hope Nick, I'm sure he needs time to grieve. I guarantee you he's not watching the show. But if he ever sees this video, I hope you find peace and get through all that. And then whenever you're ready, man, come back and hang out with us. I enjoyed talking to you. So.
And getting in the ring together was enough to keep people waiting. Their social media accounts were skyrocketing. This was about to be bigger than McGregor versus Khabib. The fight was being hyped up a lot by Tamev. He was
Khabib. So he ends up hanging out with Khabib.
Posting his training. Still didn't know who has been a mastermind on social media at this point. Fully understanding what type of things people wanted to see from him. Entertaining millions with his antics.
He's got
However,
a
behind the
Desert
scenes,
Eagle.
things were not so good between Tamev and Hezbollah. Close friends of Hasbeek were saying that Tamev was taking advantage of him and mocking him publicly. On top of that, Hezbollah was demanding more money, which at this point Tamev was paying him 100,000 rubles per video.
100,000 rubles per video. I don't know what the exchange rate was back then. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Current exchange rate would be about $1,000 per video. Current exchange rate. Let's see, but let's go back 5 years ago because there was a peak. If this was around 2022, it would be worth more. 2022, it was okay. Currently, it is 0.011. It'd be not quite double, but if this was like June 24th of 2022, it'd be almost double what that is. $2,000 a video. Somewhere between 1,000 and 2,000 per video.
Tamev, and because of the disagreement, they would no longer be working together. Tamev made a response video where he told his side of the story. Tamev says that Hezbollah wanted 300,000 rubles or $3,700 per video.
Oh, there you go. 3,700 per video.
He also said that the people around Hezbollah are truly the ones who are deceiving him and taking it.
I'm sure now that he's found fame, people that wrote him off or thought of him as a nuisance or whatever, they're probably coming out of their woodwork.
Advantage of him. A divide started to occur. Some popularity came from Hasbeek being featured on the channel, and that he deserved the money he demanded since Tamev could easily afford it. From here, it made a lot of people wonder if Hezbollah was being taken advantage of. After all, he is extremely vulnerable to abuse and mistreatment due to his size. Luckily, Hezbollah didn't even need his famous friend Tamev anymore because he made a new super famous friend.
That H3 Hummer, that's why Brad Barton drives. Maybe that's why it's so cheap. That seems like really cheap unless there's something wrong with it. It's got $7 grand in the window. Because there's a damn golf cart down there with like a utility bed on it. It's not like a side-by-side. It's legit a golf cart, but it's got a bed on it that like folds down. It doesn't dump, I don't think. It just like the sides fold down of the bed. It's $7,500. Why is that Hummer $7,000? It's got to be something wrong with it, right?
Habib Nurmagomedov. Habib and his men took Hasbeek under their wing, and I believe this was the key relationship for Hezbollah to make friends in high places. Habib's a
big deal in UFC. A huge deal. Well, he had the McGregor fight, right? Khabib.
UFC royalty. He is the undefeated champion who has never had a controversy and is beloved by the world. Habib doesn't co-sign or uplift anyone other than the people that are closest to him. With Habib's support and
he's also got some really viral press conferences where he's just like super blunt.
connections, Hezbollah was set for life.
No, they got the full price on all the other cars. That would be the only car they have listed as just a down payment. Every other car's sitting there like there's right beside it. There's like a $38,000 car. And it's labeled the exact same way. I even thought maybe one of the numbers was missing. Maybe it's 17,000, right? But there's not even space for the one, unless a zero fell off and it's 70,000. I don't know what's going on there. I'm gonna go by there and see what they say. Maybe it's not got a motor in it.
They brought Hezbollah to UFC 267, where Islam Makhachev defeated Dan Hooker and celebrated with him in the ring. He even got into an
brought him to UFC He celebrated him in the ring, and this little fight breaks out, totally not planned, and it goes viral as well.
With Abdu Rozik while he was there.
So you learn all kinds of stuff when you watch my show. You learn about Russian dwarfism, MMA, my brand new production company, and the summer flick this year.
As far as Hasbik's fight with Abdu, it was now October 2021, and nothing really progressed. Tamev posted screenshots of a private DM with Dana White, where Dana said he was interested in making their bout official with the UFC. However, Hezbollah later confirmed that this was a fake DM. There was no contract, and this was just a troll from Tamev.
Hey man, what's up? I would like to see Hezbollah UFC officially
Threy from Pilly a subscription. Merbird gifted a tier 1 sub to Threy from Pilly.
Do you want to buy
21 gift
this
subs
fight?
in the channel.
So they got a fake UFC contract? Hold on.
Hezbollah was set for life.
Right,
they brought Hezbollah to UFC 267, where Islam Makhachev defeated
Just make other people feel guilty till they gift them.
Dan Hooker and celebrated with him in the ring. He even got into an altercation with Abdu Rozik while he was there. As far as Hasbik's fight with Abdu, it was now October 2021, and nothing really progressed. Tamev posted screenshots of a private DM with Dana White, where Dana said he was interested in making their bout official with the UFC. However, Hezbollah later confirmed that this was a fake DM. There was no contract, and this was just a troll from Tamev.
All right, so that was all fake.
Make sure you're drinking water. Hasbik just kept posting hilarious memes of him.
But he does have a UFC contract now, right? I think he has a contract now. That's what I'm trying to get to. This guy's channel is Patrick CC. I'll share his channel since I'm playing his video. I feel bad. There you go.
People doubted that
it says a 5-year contract,
but it was.
He's currently got a 5-year contract.
He knows that people love to see him act like a menace, and the more ridiculous, the better. He would jump on trending moments like a picture of him defeating Deontay Wilder, or he would just find himself making the perfect face that would fit the reaction of any weird thing you saw on Twitter. His memes got the attention of Caleb Preston.
He basically became a meme. Now this guy right here, Caleb, he does some really awesome like sports awkward interviews. Well, I wouldn't even say sports. He basically started his channel doing awkward interviews with people, like where like you can cut the tension with a knife. The type of interviews that I like, that I said I should do sometime, like super awkward. Ask them about stuff that off the wall stuff, or stuff they really don't want to talk about, or stuff humans don't like to talk about. He does a really good job. It's funny. He got picked up by Barstool Sports after he started making videos, and if this guy interviewed with him, that's going to be another ticket to an even higher level of fame.
From Barstool Sports, who took his USA fame to new heights. You ever seen the movie? Cars? You too big for cartoons?
I'm an adult.
I like Cars, the movie.
Probably because your brain isn't fully developed.
Hezbollah strikes love and fear through me at the same time. It's hard to put into words why Hezbollah is so loved. He is just packed with charisma and positive. Some people, like Mike Tyson, treat him like a toddler.
Oh, no. Did you hear this? Listen to the sound he makes. Hold on. We got to watch this again. Listen to the sound he makes.
Feel jealous of their youth. Hezbollah has that, but he's a fully grown adult, even though some people, like Mike Tyson, treat him like a toddler.
Let me get that. Got your nose. Mariah makes me make that sound when she tries to make me wear her legs like earmuffs. I didn't know it was a Mike Tyson thing. I thought it was some type of bestiality thing.
That clip is hard to watch. If it isn't obvious, Hezbollah hates being treated like a toddler. But him running around doing completely normal things like driving a car, laughing, smiling, running, existing, or just interesting.
Oh my God, driving a car.
He represents the innocence and joy we all had at one point. Plus, his life goals are very humble.
Открыть свой известный бизнес и чтобы нормальные деньги зарабатывал и потом помогать тем людям, которые нуждаются в помощи.
This is all from Barstool Sports.
Business. His popularity and affiliation with Habib landed him a 5-year contract with the UFC. Hezbollah leaned into the idea.
Okay, he's like, I don't know what he does. I guess he's like some type of media, mascot kind of. But he's got a 5-year contract. I wonder how much it was before. I wonder if they released it. 5-year. Okay, let's see. This is from the Sports Bible. It says social media sensation Hezbollah has reportedly signed a lucrative deal with the UFC. Social media sensation Hezbollah Magomedov has signed a 5-year deal with the UFC, according to reports. The 19-year-old who suffers from dwarfism and has a childlike appearance has become one of the biggest names on the internet with 3.2 million Instagram followers, over 2 billion views on TikTok, including Mariah. And according to combat sports journalist Igor Lazorin, Hezbollah will be working with Dana White at the UFC for the next 5 years. He will not be fighting under the promotion's umbrella. Of course, that would be way too much of a risk, dude. As the contract involves appearances instead. Lazorin has not disclosed the money involved, but claims it's above what some fighters in the UFC are currently being paid. Hezbollah has signed a 5-year contract with the UFC so far in the plan, attending tournaments, media activity. He wrote on Instagram, "We will not talk about the amounts in detail, but there they are such that many fighters do not get that much." Hezbollah signed a 5-year contract with the UFC. No fights yet, but that's the Instagram post. At one point, UFC head honcho White jokingly teased meeting with Hezbollah in Abu Dhabi, but he did then attend UFC 267. He got into it with a rival, Abdul Razik, and also appeared in the octagon with undefeated former lightweight champion Khabib after Islam beat Dan Hooker via submission. Bold move after winning. McGregor kicked it all off by calling Hezbollah a smelly inbred in tweets. God, Conor McGregor called him a smelly inbred. He tweeted, "I'd love to boot that little gimp Hezbollah over a goalpost." That's horrible. Don't say things like that. I'm going to try to read the quote, and I'm not going to laugh, okay, because it's just mean. Conor McGregor said, quote, "I'd love to boot that little gimp Hezbollah over a goalpost. How much to get him on the volley? I'm going to make it my mission to score a 3-pointer with him one day. Hun, the GAA." Hezbollah hit back, branding McGregor a chicken and demanding UFC let him fight the Irishman. He says, "Hey, Uncle Dana White and UFC, please make it happen. Let me eat this chicken, the Notorious MMA. I'm hungry. I'll smash him with my mountain spirit. My brother at Team Khabib smashed him and all his team. Now is my time to rise." So he kind of made a joke out of it. Obviously, he can't. Oh, wow. Apparently, Conor McGregor also shared this tweet, which is very mean. Very mean. Probably the meanest. "I don't follow bums. I didn't know someone was running their mouth at me next time. After seeing the back and forth, White issued a warning to McGregor when speaking on the podcast My Mom's Basement. He said, Conor better watch himself. If he runs into Hezbollah, then he's going to be in some big trouble." They both laughed. So it doesn't say, I wonder how much it's worth. Worth more than some fighters are getting paid, which he does have the following. I wish somebody would leak how much that thing's worth. Oh, wait. Here's something on Reddit. I wonder if somebody leaked it. Rumor has it Dana is paying him $250,000 per event, hand-delivered in a practical plastic bag. Oh, that's a joke. If he paid him in tens, that would weigh more than Hezbollah. Happy Meal bag. Lamau, is this a pasta I missed? I think it's just a meme about Dana gifting one of the Nelk boys $250K for their birthday. I thought I saw someone say it had something to do with so many millions. He did bring the Nelk boys $250,000 in cash for some reason. Dana White did. For his birthday. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, they didn't like it. It was just people making jokes about different amounts. Okay. That's a very, very mean meme there. Don't do that.
Idea that he would be fighting, since that would get more attention. However, he says he doesn't like fighting. Despite him going viral for constantly hitting and punching people, that's just what they demand from him. Most people ask Hezbollah if he can hit them. He doesn't actually want to do it. We would later find out that he's just an ambassador for the UFC brand.
Yeah, he doesn't like hitting people. They just ask him to do it for some reason.
Promote, but he's not going to fight. How much he made from this deal is still unclear, but Dana White probably paid him more than he pays his fighters. Conor McGregor even chimed in with how he feels about Hezbollah. He was pretty much the first.
Oh no, I didn't know this was going to be the video too.
Person to ever say anything negative about him, which seemed incredibly out of pocket, but we wouldn't expect much different from the former champion and rival to Habib. Plus, this allowed Hasbeek to engage in a hilarious ongoing beef with Conor for all of our entertainment. As far as other business ventures, we do know he has an NFT project, which we all know aren't technically scams, but they always seem to fall short of what they promise, as the world has no idea how NFTs are going to provide any real value to our lives. He also sells merchandise and gets paid for interviews and collaborations. I don't think Hezbollah is filthy rich by any means, but he's probably doing just fine. His travel expenses are paid by the people he organizes collaborations with, and he says
he's doing really well.
Are actually gifts from other people, as gifting is very common amongst rich people in other cultures this time.
Have you talked to Drake on Instagram, Hezbollah?
What are they messaging you?
What did
I don't know who he is, but he texted me and followed me.
you left Drake on red?
Wow.
Drake.
What did Drake say to you on Instagram?
I forgot. I didn't read it.
Wow.
Hasbeek truly does not fancy Pakistan royalty to travel the world and blow it up.
All right, so that's the little guy. Now, if we're talking about movies and productions, we have to talk about the breakout box office hit coming to you this summer. No updates, Jeff. That's right. We have court in April. Thank you. Here it is. Just the intro. Just the tip. For your pleasure, here's Just the Tip, a film by Will Bert. By the way, make sure you check out my website. I got a new website. It is Goodline, L-I-N-E, goodlinefilms.tv. Goodlinefilms.tv. That's my brand new website. Go check it out. It's in no way related to any other brand or any other people that have been talking shit for weeks. Goodlinefilms.tv. Here we go, baby. Who doesn't love a little first thing in the morning? Who doesn't love a little first thing in the morning? Goodlinefilms.tv. Should I take the chat down? What do you guys think about that? That's pretty good, right? It's not bad. Not bad. Let's take the chat down and play it again. Who doesn't love a little first thing in the morning? The music even went good with it, too. That's AI music, by the way. AI-generated music. Not bad, huh? Now, the haters are going to say, Will stole the idea of video format from Nick, but who cares? I also put in there, Papa headed to the bank, bitches. Obviously, that's a joke, right? I don't talk about myself in the third person ever, and I called myself Papa. Papa headed to the bank, bitches. But that really tore the motherfuckers up in them other groups, dude. They were wilding out. Oh, now he's just rubbing it in her face, right? He's going to the bank because Phil bought him off. Very weird. They're very upset. Very strange.
The power of Christ compels you to give little Bert a little kiss.
Give little Bert a little kiss. Something I wanted to cover tonight. I wanted to talk to you guys about the Bert Lynch Truth page. You know, we've got a lot of information from there. That's the reason it's in the title. I guess I should have addressed it earlier. we've gotten a lot of information there from there over the last little bit. This is the Bert Lynch Truth page. It's got only 138 followers. I think it's safe to say that this page will not be updated anymore. I don't know that anybody else has access to it, if you know what I mean. But it was an awesome page. There's still a great repository there. I don't think there was any other like secondary page owner or manager or something like that. And then of course Kelly passed away. So a lot of people have been asking like, why doesn't it upload anymore? Where's all it hasn't been doing? It hasn't been sharing your video links, or it hasn't been posting videos. Well, there's not a whole lot to do from there. Okay, Patriots, Bert Lynch needs our help again because the money is spent on housing, and he has an event this weekend and needs our help. This is from the Heart of Georgia Tea Party Patriots. Imagine saying, needs our help again because the money is spent on housing and has an event this weekend and needs our help. He is a throat cancer survivor and expenses are astronomical. By the way, they love to throw in that he had throat cancer, but that has nothing to do with his expenses. It might have to do with him not working, being out of work, behind on bills, but he didn't pay anything. These are old posts, by the way. That's why I'm going back to just kind of review the page. He didn't pay anything for his health care. That was all paid for by the state. Nothing. So he had cancer basically for free. It may have hurt him like working, he's out of work and surgery. That's fine. I'll agree with all that. But if you're going to say it, at least say his medical expenses were covered. We're not trying to dig him out of a, $300,000 hole for medical expenses. Those were covered. This is just because he won't pay his rent. Because they say he is a throat cancer survivor and expenses are astronomical. They're basically relating those expenses directly to his throat cancer, and it's just not true. Are you going to talk like Fat Boy Nick in your video? Maybe. I'm trying to put together a format. Somebody in our group does it so well. Somebody's husband. Hold on, let me see if I can go find it. By the way, what was this guy's name? What was the guy's name that made the skit videos of Phil? Then he left for a while. He left Telegram. He made the one jumping off the roof. He made the one. That guy's back, I guess. Is this a new video?
A Phil shanty. There was
or is this old?
In the state of PA, wears some jerseys and his hats are gay. He gets on Telegram and lies and scams the elderly.
I can't remember. I know his name. I just can't think of it. Shaq to the Future talks about him all the time. His name Kyle?
He claims that Nasser will come, so buy his silver as he drinks rum. Soon though his grift will die, then all will know he lies.
That's a pretty good shanty. Okay, it is Kyle. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so apparently somebody's husband does like the best Nick impression in the world. They actually recorded this.
I'm the fat captain now, bitch. I'm the gay captain. I'm the big fat pig man boo boy pizza captain, bitch.
I'm the big fat captain with the man boobs, bitch.
I'm the fat captain now, bitch. I'm the gay captain. I'm the big fat pig man boo boy pizza captain, bitch.
The other voice is the people that are like worshiping him or whatever. But he does, I mean, that's a good job of the Nick Calvier. That's a good job. Corner of what video? This video I played?
A Phil shanty.
I don't think his name's in the corner. Anyways, shout out. They do a pretty good impression. So I guess I can do a Nick voice if I have to. Let's go through some of these old Bert posts. I hope that this place stays up for a while. If nothing else, just so more people see Bert, but it's probably not going to be updated. I doubt she had anybody assigned to like take over her accounts. I mean, she was young and healthy. Like it wasn't Kyle Wells. Thank you. I thought his name was Kyle. I just couldn't remember. He used to do all kinds of skits, and I don't know if that one's new. or if he's back or not. Because Shaq's always like, you got to come over. I don't think Shaq likes Telegram much anymore. I don't either. But he's like, you got to come over to Twitter. So that would be cool. Kyle made some funny skits. His throat cancer, he is a throat cancer survivor, and expenses are astronomical, even though they have nothing to do with his throat cancer, right? The Little Talk Show Nation did a great job last time. He needs our help again. Brad Barton and Tim Greer have met Bert and will be with him this weekend in Branson, Missouri at the Doug Billings rally. Flyer below. If you can spare $5 or more, one of our very own hashtag Christian Conservatives needs a hand up. The GoFundMe page is below, and his song Raise Up Old Glory is also below. And yes, Facebook, I have been given permission by the artist to use this song for promotional attention as of 6/28/21 for the next 365 days. That's not how you do that. But this is a post in text. I'm sure they're not going to copyright claim you writing the name of the song. Come on. But this was him begging. Right? It says, Bert received Brad's money on March 23rd, 2021. 3 months later, he received that $90,000 that Brad raised for him. 3 months later, he needed more money. Imagine that. Bert ran out of money 3 months later. 3 months later. That's crazy. He didn't even have travel money for the event. I'm sure he didn't. Somebody had to drag him along. How about you just get me back one of the guitars I had to pawn while waiting on you damn stimulus check, and we can call it even. That was also in February 19th, 2021. On his show, he said his studio equipment was being held for collateral. This means he pawned it all. SNTV page, of course, was created February 27, 2023. A lot of people thought that he and this other guy just made the page because he was being called out that SNTV was fake, and he had already taken all these investments. SNTV page was created February 27, 2023. Why did Bert create this page in February 2023? Kind of weird, huh? March 23rd, 2021. Wow, I'm absolutely floored by how so many patriots stepped up tonight to help a fellow soldier in need. Soldier in need. You guys got to stop with it. None of you guys, come on. None of you guys are soldiers right now. None of you guys are fighting. You got to stop this shit. Bert Lynch is a great American who loves this country. He lives in Las Vegas, where he has been an entertainer for many years and was even the lead vocalist for the United States Air Force Band and a black belt. Bert has been dealing with throat cancer and as is the case so many times in situations like these, financial difficulties. Facing mounting bills and eviction just days away, the Little Talk Show family stepped up and showed out tonight beyond anything I've ever seen. I just asked folks to consider giving just a simple $5 to Bert's GoFundMe, and here an hour or so later, it's over $50,000 in there. Glory to God. It doesn't matter. He pissed it all away, right? It doesn't matter if it had been $150,000 in there. He pissed it all away. Do you think, honestly, chat, do you think if someone randomly came up to you and said, hey, God decided that I need to give you $100,000, that you would be evicted within a year? Just not paying your fucking rent? Thank you. I'll try it out, Marianne. I just saw your post. I didn't know you were ordering it. I would have sent you some money or something. But thank you. I appreciate it. An extra $100,000 on top of what you're already doing, and you can't even stay in your house. You can't even stay in your house. That's insane, right? That's insane. Here is the original messages. So I covered Bert when he was with Brad, and then I backed off for a little bit. And then here are the original messages I got from one of his followers. I don't know who this was that sent this to me. It was just somebody who was part of the Bert Lynch group. It says, Here is one for you. Bert Lynch has stolen so much money from patriots. The amount is over $347,000 over the past 2 years. Now, this was back in July last year, okay? July 23. $347,000 over the past 2 years. All of these amounts are people we spoke with. We have proof. He is a grifter and a professional con man. See the page Bert Lynch Truth attached to this account. A man named James Kevin Burkhart is the owner of SNT Radio. He offered Bert Lynch a job 2 years ago to be the headliner of his Christian show. James is in charge of Orphan Heart Ministries. It gets deep, and there's some very sketchy things going on with it. James claims he was attacked by the deep state, and they took down his website, when in reality, he did not pay for the DNS redirect. And you probably know how hard it is to get corrected with GoDaddy. Yes. I think Phil did the same thing for a little bit, didn't he? Bert Lynch was the one that Brad Barton shared the GoFundMe page for, and he got over 900. I'm sorry. It's not supposed to say 900. It's supposed to say 92K. Yeah. 92K from them. Then he asked for more money shortly after. He claims all the money went to his medical bills, but he didn't pay a dime. We know this for sure. He was homeless at the time, and a ward to the state of Nevada and medical treatment was free. We assume no proof that he gambles it away. We are pretty sure, but I cannot verify this. I would be happy to talk to you and give you my real name, but I don't want it out there. Most of the investors would talk to you. Some may not, but most will talk. We don't see any wrongdoing with Brad Barton. Bert openly, like, this is the reason I thought maybe this isn't going to work, because they do like Brad. A lot of them do. Bert openly says Brad won't return his calls. This man has stolen so much money from older people. One lady gave $85,000, and she will talk. She has all the receipts. We have the proof. We just need exposure. If this doesn't interest you, I understand, but please reach out and give us some pointers on what we can do to help the retired people listen to us. Bert says this page is just trolls and people believe him. It's like another Phil G, but he's promising a huge return if you give him money. Thanks for your time. And I spoke with him or whatever, back and forth. This was I have no idea. This was somebody's a fake account they put together. So I don't know who this could have been. Kelly, for all I know. But that was one of the first messages that led me towards looking back into Bert. And we did another little show there, and we talked about some of it tonight. It's just crazy. I accidentally put 902K above. I meant 92K, 92,000. That is how much the GoFundMe was for Brad. He's pissed away $347,000 at least in the last 2 years. That's what we know about. He was drunk on a podcast the other night and mad over a guy who sent him $200, but it didn't go through. That's Bo Sweeney. It's hilarious. A drunk, washed-up Vegas entertainer going on a Christian network acting like a fool. If you need some good content on this idiot, let me know. I'd be happy to edit the videos and send you the best. This probably was Kelly. I'm an IT person and fairly good at this stuff. We just want him exposed. I started watching your show and I spit my drink out when you said, I hope there's a trafficker hiding in your bushes tonight. I said that. I said to somebody. It's probably more. This was back before they got the full investigation rolling, and this is what they could verify. But I would say it's probably $500,000 or more, and that's what we know. I mean, like he doesn't have alerts that pop up. You can't go check his personal accounts. You know what I mean? Like he could be hiding tons of it. Who did I tell? I hope there's a trafficker hiding in your bushes tonight. Was it one of those fake trafficker people where they're like, I came out and there was a zip tie on my antenna. That's how traffickers mark you. Was it one of those people? Maybe. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that show. July 13th, 2023. I wished a trafficker on someone. We never asked for money and never. Well, like I understand that, and I'm glad you got through it or whatever. But I don't. It doesn't bother me. Everybody needs help sometimes. You know what I mean? And there are people that'll make it on their own, and they don't. They don't need to or whatever. But I don't even mind people asking for help. Sometimes it's when like you're clearly pissing it away or lying or whatever. And I don't like people that get vengeful either. Like Like when I shared that GoFundMe for my nephew's kid who's literally fighting for his life in the hospital, people are like, I had a baby and nobody gave me a dime. I did it all. Like, who cares? I mean, that sucks for you. I wish somebody would have gave you money, but you're mad that someone gave this baby money? That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, but that's the way the good line people are. March 26th, here's a quick update for all my friends, both old and new. I'm packing my apartment right now as the movers are on the way. Current landlord, corporate owned. He always talks about his landlord as if it's a person, but if it's a business, of course they don't want to work with you. Would not extend my lease no matter what I did or said, so everything will go into storage for a time, and I'm checking in a hotel for a couple weeks till I find a new home to rent. For now, I won't have easy access to Facebook as my PC will be in storage. However, why wouldn't you take your PC with you, or at least your phone? I would check in from time to time on my phone when I can. I can't express enough my appreciation to you all, the love and support and prayers I've received. I will be bringing you special Facebook Live updates that will include some live performances when I get my gear set up in my new place, so stay tuned. Spoiler alert, he didn't get a new place. Sorry, there will be no show tonight or any shows going forward until I find an investor. Message me if you really are interested. He's so sleazy. And have the financial means to make a serious commitment. The first of the month costs can only be met by me selling precious and much needed equipment from my studio. So I will be doing that tonight rather than doing a show. Wish me luck and God bless. So he's literally guilt tripping people into this. Like, you either send me money or I'm going to sell my equipment. I'll never be back. Don't you guys like me? That's crazy. Read before investing with Bert Lynch. That's probably good. The reason he's still alive is because you couldn't afford a treatment. Well, I mean, he was paid for by the state. He didn't have to afford anything. I have a great business opportunity for the right patriot investor, guaranteed return on investment. You can't do this. You can't do this. There's no such thing as guaranteed return on investment. People default. People die. Stuff goes bankrupt. Belly up, shuts down. You cannot guarantee return on investment. What is this? You could say practically a guaranteed investment or just about a guaranteed return on investment. You can't say guaranteed ROI. It's impossible. What if you're hit by a meteor, Bert? The day I hand you the money, you're hit by a meteor. It all burns up from space fire. That's on the comet tail or whatever. How do I get a guaranteed return on that investment? He always told me if I didn't give him more money that he would go and pawn all his stuff I invested for his stuff. Yeah, that's such a weird threat to make, too. Yeah, well, he told the original, the $85,000 lady investor, he told her that they'd be making money within a few months. She'd be making, what, $250,000 a year off her investment? I just bought 14 shares of Tesla. What'd you buy? Bert Lynch. I bought some BL. I bought that BLT. Bert Lynch Truth, baby. The Office of the Nevada Attorney General Constituent Services Unit acknowledges receipt of your complaint. Your complaint has been forwarded. This is probably something good that you can do. A case was filed with the Nevada AG on October 23rd. See the email reply below. The status is open record. This takes time to be invested. It takes a lot of time. It's a lot of red tape. It takes a lot of time. A case has been filed. Call them and see if they will verify. This is an open case number. Straight up flake, and I'm going to let everybody in the chat room know that. Dana cannot spend all day waiting on you to respond to her. Send the money to get the hell out of my life. I'm tired of your crap. So this was Bo Sweeney. Him talking to Bo Sweeney, the messages he sent. Send the money to get the hell. This is over $200. This is over $200, guys. 2 Benjamins. That's it. Pornhub, you think? Send the money to get the hell out of my life. I'm tired of your crap. Did you spend all your time in my chat room trying to draw attention to yourself and acting like you're going to do something when you never do? I don't know if you're just dumb or if you're so smart that you figured out how to take over my show. But I can tell you this, You're blocked. Going forward, get lost, dude. God bless. I'll let everyone know that you are nothing but a shit talker. This is when he was drunk, by the way. 100% drunk. Cussing out the person who was trying to donate to him. This person was at work, by the way. Didn't receive these messages till they got off. And Bert had already had a full meltdown by the time they got off. You came in my room for one reason and one reason only, and that is to draw attention to yourself. I can, you, and I will let everyone know what a liar and a bullshit artist you are. I just seen your text. I just want you to know I'm not a liar or a bullshit artist. As you say, I've been very busy and don't stay on the phone. Dana is going to contact you, and the two of you are going to work this out. Okay, bro? Dude, it's 5 p.m. and I've been dealing with this all day or whatever he says. You could make that happen right now, brother. It would be very helpful. I'm dealing with some issues. Bo, the amount you are pledged will get me where I need to be. But this is a thing where I think he challenged other people to donate, and he was going to match it. It was like $200 he owed him, right? $200. And all he's trying to do is get off work and then sign up for PayPal. And Bert's melting down. But I need it before 9 a.m. or I will start losing services. Can you please log on and keep your word? No, it's 2:30 in the afternoon in Las Vegas. Are you going to make this happen or not? I can't keep holding my breath, and I am totally waiting on your help. You want to know? You want what I know, but you think it has no value. That's my fault for giving you something for nothing? Let's see what these are. Has anyone else been contacted by Bert Lynch on Facebook to donate money to him? Wondering if he's been hacked or if he's really asking people for money. He's really asking. Imagine being so bad that you seem like a Somali scammer. I'm so sorry you feel that way. We all don't live extravagant lifestyles. Most folks struggle due to the recession. Biden has put us in. Money is tight. As for me, I get my news from Brad Barton and Bruce Snyder on Facebook. Then I either go to YouTube or Rumble for more frequent updates. We all want to know what's going on in the truth. Nobody should be charging to get the truth out there to the people. This is a service to others. There are a lot of people who cannot afford to buy their news. That is simply ridiculous. If we choose to do these videos, we need to be able to do it in our own on our own accord. You can't depend on others for that. I found out that if you want to do these podcasts, I need to find a way to fund them myself. I cannot and will not ever ask my viewers to support me financially, because when I do that, I'm beholden to them for what I do and what I post. Well, you got to take a stance that no one can buy. Like, I have people sometimes say, I can't believe you're covering this person. I love that person, and I donated. You can't come, like, the way you need to look at, if you ever support me, and maybe this will make some people not support me, and that's okay. If you ever support me financially, you have to look at that as gone, right? If I say something you disagree with tomorrow, you can't bring it back up. That's not how support works. That's not how a contribution to the show works. You're paying me to do what I do. We may not always agree, and we may even argue in the chat. But the moment you say, I donated, all you're trying to do is say that you're better than people that can't donate, so you should be treated better. I don't treat anybody differently. Nobody. Everybody gets treated the same, okay? Just so you know. Choosing these videos, we need to be able to do it on our own accord. You can't depend on others for that. I found out that if you want to do these podcasts, I need to find a way to fund myself. So I cannot and will not ever ask my viewers to support me financially, because when I do that, I'm beholden to them for what I do and what I post. And I will never put myself in that position. I don't owe anyone anything except God. That's the way I like it. I don't 100% agree with that, but I understand where she's coming from, I guess. Rita D. Chapman, I feel the same way about Christian concerts or speakers. I know it costs money for the equipment and everything else that goes with it. A live offering is what they should be asking for. Some podcasters have bought several high-end things, everything from cars and homes and elaborate vacations. Get off your buff and earn them. Your cat is going to attack you for forcing him to be in your videos. You make me wonder how you treat him when the camera is turned off. Wow. Have a blessed day and stop begging for money. I'm not referring to Rita D. Chapman. Bert Lynch, this is for you. I couldn't sleep at night if I had to beg for anything. Well said. Agreed. These are all to Rita. I love you, Darlene. Great points. Thank you for your show. So somebody snapped off in Rita's chat about Bert, or in Bert's chat where Rita was also at. Patriot or Patriot, lots of sites selling. Intel gets a big audience and money made. I have lost half my income since 2020. I'm on a fixed income, barely scraping by. People have died. People have lost loved ones. The truth should not be charged for it. This is when he first started saying, like, all these other people ask for money. I got to start charging for it. Truth should not be charged for. I understand people have to make a living, but if someone is making... And what's crazy is if Bert would stop with the money, would stop with the crazy money shit, and just focus on getting a bigger audience, if he had hundreds of people instead of tens of people, and the same, let's say 10% of people donate, it would be so much more, right? I don't have to come in. I know people contribute to my show, and I greatly appreciate it. I know other people will never contribute to my show, and that's okay too. But I don't have to come over here and beat anybody over the head and say, oh, if you don't, I'll start pawning stuff, and why hasn't nobody donated today? It's this whole show, not a single person went to buymeacoffee.com and bought a coffee. Nobody. Like, I don't have to beat anybody over the head for it, and I don't think I should. Thank you very much for the donation. I just saw that, Karen. Thank you. And I don't think anybody should have to go do that. That's just crazy. Let's see what this next one is. Donna says, nope, that was him. I got the message too. He's going through his friends asking for money and then deletes the messages he sent. Like he really didn't do that. I know it was him. I was just working like, it was just not working like he hoped. Me too. So he was just going through his friends list asking for money. God, that sounds so sleazy. People are going to think you're like a bot or whatever. He tried to scam me. I broke my heart in pieces. Be safe. Let's open this. I opened it wrong. Open link in a new tab is what I should have done. He tried to scam me, broke my heart in pieces. Be safe. It says, someone says they were scamming my Bert. I did not show the name. The person deleted the comment shortly after posting. Hugs and prayers. Bert, I'm so sorry you're being treated this way. I wish I had the funds to help you financially, but I'm 75 years old with limited funds. I pray for you, and I know answers prayers. I truly feel something is coming your way that's better than what, and then it cuts off there. So the Bert Lynch Truth page is a repository of a lot of good stuff here. If you've never been over there, if you've got a Facebook account, go dig through it. There's probably stuff that I'm going to miss too that maybe you're like, I should check this out. Oh, here's 4 more comments I was just getting ready to skip and not read. Let's see what these ones are. Cheryl Spillers, y'all Truth Seekers 88 on PPN. You get intel. Mike Penny never asks some donate. And if it's given to someone in need, mainly a vet, but not to them personally. Mike Penny is, so I agree that Bert Lynch is a piece. Mike Penny is really bad. A really bad person. So when he had and I know this from his top mod, who actually sent me screenshots of what went down, the donations that were made, the money was sent out. So when one of his people on his, great memes too, you're right. One of the people that usually appears on Mike Penny's show, a veteran, lost his home or was fixing to lose his home, right? He needed $500 to make rent. Mike Penny told everybody they were raising $500 for a veteran to get caught back up on his rent so he wouldn't lose his home or whatever. I think it was rent, not losing his home. It was something like that. The guy needed money. Now, on the show that night, they made over $3,000 because every 5 minutes, Mike was like, let's help out such and such. You know, he's a member of the show. He was one of the guys that actually talks on the screen, and everybody was donating. Over $3,000. I think it was like $3,200. What does Mike Penny do with that $3,000? He sends the $500 to the veteran that he used his name to get those donations for, that's behind on rent or whatever it was, and he keeps the rest of it and never tells anybody. Never says a word to anybody. So the whole time he was saying, come on, let's donate. Veteran. He's going to be homeless. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. He's sick. He needs hospice care. He kept the rest of it. I only sent him the $500. And I've seen the receipts of it. I still got them somewhere downloaded from his top moderator who got banned out of his group after all this went down for telling me everything. She screenshot everything. Not to mention, Mike Penny has a very, very wealthy backer that is in the. You guys know what yard barns are, or like those rent-to-own sheds they sell in, like in the South at least. They sell them like in parking lots. You get a no credit check. You put some money down. You make a monthly payment. After a year, you own it. There's some of them that are really nice. Some of them are just like plain sheds. He owns 2 factories that produce those things, plus, I don't know, a couple hundred lots that sell them all over the Southeast. And they make a ton of money on those, especially if you finance them. If you go buy them outright, they probably make like a 15% markup after they pay everything off. If you finance them, they pay for that building twice before you're done paying for it. Twice. They make 200% profit before you're done paying for it. What if you took all your merchandise to a venue you sing at, perform, mention the podcast, post on YouTube, get followers and advertisers will follow? Money can be made by performances and selling off the shirts and cups you've made. This is like a kid, like, oh yeah, bring home your shirts and cups you made. I'm sure we love it. I promise I'll wear it. I promise I'll wear it. Yeah. You've just insulted everyone that has listened to you, not to mention helped you out before. You can keep your info, because when it comes down to it, this is when he first ran a bunch of people off. Because when it comes down to it, you really don't know any more than anybody else. God's in charge, and what he has is free through the shed blood of Jesus. That's the best intel. Someone tags Jenny Rogers. Let's grab the next one. These are getting juicy here. These are all on Bert's page. Here's, let's see. It was that one and that one. Okay, we got 2 left. Shout out to Kelly and the Bert Lynch page for doing all this. She cataloged so much stuff, dude. So much stuff. She was really a trooper trying to get Bert taken care of. He's scamming a lot of people. Scammed her. Who are true friends? Facebook is a gathering place to socialize and get information, including local gossip. Except you can't talk in his chat because you're distracted from the show. He also did buy a race car, and he said that was after his GoFundMe. You know, Mike Penny raised $70,000 in a GoFundMe where he claimed he was having a heart attack. He went to the doctor, and they told him it was just indigestion, and he never even told anybody that. When he came back home, he was dehydrated and had indigestion. He never even told anybody. He said he didn't have a heart attack. He had other issues. It was indigestion. And then he bought a race car and trailer and set up. And probably, I don't know, $10,000, $15,000 worth of shit. He's like, oh, it's a dirt track car. It's not like a $100,000 car, but it's still probably $15,000, you know, after you just raised $70,000 in a GoFundMe. Prayers for our dear friend. We love and miss you. And Shadow, God bless always. That's when you feel like your guts have been ripped out, but you have something most of them don't, talent. So take peace in that. I know exactly how you feel, but God's word tells us, remember, we are never alone. God is always there. I know that feeling. This one is sob story videos. I'm sorry. The tide will change. God double bless you. We are all fighting our own battles right now, Bert. Let's see this last one. Making money from advertisers should be how you get paid. I know you invested all the time and others' money hoping you'd be part of something huge, but it seems like more of a frustration for you. You have a lovely voice, and in Vegas, there are always ways to make money with your God-given talent. Maybe it's just not time for all the exposure you need to be entirely subsidized by businesses and advertisers. Individuals who are Republicans who want change appreciate and like views because of camaraderie. Although you watch the news, so we don't have to, your show is all entertainment. You're good at entertainment. You will find your source of income in entertainment, I believe. And with your voice, I've known you, and that's all it says. That's from Elizabeth Reeves. Lots of people trying to make excuses about him. He said he is turning 65 today. He is 55. Sympathy. That was from 20 weeks ago. So I hope everyone reads this through. Some of the people that are attacking me on this other people's page are now reaching out to me in Messenger, pretending to care about me. This just happened, lol. Thanks to some of you that screenshot the lies and sent it to me. I know who some of them are, and I know not to give these devils anything that they can twist and turn to try and keep hurting me with it. I'm a fighter, and I was about ready to give this whole thing up. But guess what? I fight best when I'm pissed, and now I am. So keep coming, fools. I will take you all down. If you are still a supporter of me and what I am building, please show your support by going to my store and make a purchase tonight. Just click on the More tab, and then the store. Oh, he's like, these people are attacking me. But if you're still a supporter, the only way that you can prove that you're a supporter and not a hater is by going to my store and buying a logo or a picture, 2 or 3 pictures. Come on, friends. Please help me beat these jackals back. Why do you need money to defeat trolls? I don't think he understands it. I don't come in here and be like, come on, folks, come help me beat Nick Alvear and his people back. But the only way you can help me hit them back is by sending donations. But when people like that mention my name and attack me and stuff, the show does do better. And logically, if there's more people and more things going on, obviously more donations come in. It's a percentage game. If 10% of people donate and you have 8 people, or 10% of people donate and you have 8 million people, it's a big difference, right? Even if they only donate $1. No more Mr. Nice Guy. And please, Christian friends, don't tell me it isn't Christ-like to decide to fight back. Was Samson being Christ-like when he picked up that jawbone? God bless. Oh, he's taking somebody's jawbone. Final details on order number 113-05-29607, 815-2251. February 28, 2022. Order $779.34 for a pen. Oh, my God. He's got a Lumix G7KS 4K. That's a $700 camera. And he had to have 3 of them, remember? There it is. For Bert Lynch for this Visa ending 2-day shipping. There is the receipts. Order placed. From ProCam. Must be nice. Bert. Black Magic Design A10 Mini Extreme. This is a $1,300 board. A10 Mini Extreme ISO live stream switcher. So this is what you can run all your HDMI cameras into and switch to this board. You can also switch audio sources. You can change things. It's like separate from OBS. It's like I do all my stuff through OBS, but this is like a separate piece of hardware that takes all the burden off your computer. It's actually really nice. I can't afford a separate encoder, but they're really nice. Switcher bundle with 6-foot HDMI cable, 7-foot Cat 5e cable, and 5-pack of solid signal cable ties from Sweetwater, it looks like, to Bert Lynch for $1,403 with tax and everything. $1,403 with tax. 3 of GoPro Hero 7 Black plus extra battery, e-commerce packaging, waterproof digital action camera with touchscreen 4K HD 12 megapixel photos live. They were $289 a piece. For a total of $1,000. Bert is a dick. Thank you very much. Michael A. Robertson. Thank you very much. Bert is a dick. This is $1,000 worth of GoPros. $1,000 worth of GoPros. Talk about receipts. 4 of mini HDMI to HDMI cable, 6-foot, aluminum shell braided, high speed 4K 60 hertz HDMI. This is like overkill for a cord. Compatible with camera, camcorder, tablet, and graphic, but I'm sure Bert wouldn't know that. $12.86 a piece for a total of $55. They got 4 of them. 4 HDMI cables. They bought. So Bert's always bragging about that microphone, and you're telling me Kelly brought your microphone to the microphone. You're like, this is the microphone that Thriller was on. You got a gaming mic. If your mic has a volume knob, you're a gamer. Kelly bought your microphone too? Dude, God rest her soul. Like, she was such a sweet person. Thank you, by the way, Michael, for the donation. And I think I said thank you, Karen, already, but I appreciate it. If you guys want to contribute to the show, you go to coldbeer.fund, coldbeer.fund. I don't know what my schedule looks like tomorrow because it's my mom's birthday, but I know some people are probably leaving already, but I got some more stuff to cover if you want to hang out. But I'll probably see you tomorrow, I guess. Shure SM7B vocal dynamic microphone for broadcast, podcast, and recording. SLR studio mic for music, speech, wide range frequency, warm and smooth sound. Rugged construction, detachable windscreen, black. $400. They bought that. His $400 mic. You're a gamer. Bert has not mentioned anything about Kelly. I don't know that he knew who ran the Bert Lynch Truth page, though. I guess he does now. One of F1TP, DWM, AC10, DMW, DCCA, AC powered. Oh, this is dummy battery. A dummy battery for his Panasonic Lumix G7 camera. This is basically like you put this in your camera so it runs constantly and doesn't turn on the battery. It's like a fake battery that plugs into the wall, so it always shows charged. But you got to be careful. You have to actually get a good one, because there's apparently rumors online where, like, instead of giving the camera 13 volts or 18 volts, whatever it needs, it'll actually give it like 100 volts and fry everything in it. If you're plugging it up to an $800 camera, you don't want to fry everything in it, obviously. Oh, let's see what this one is. This looks like it's a two-parter. Stacey Dunway Owens, you're an absolute idiot, and I don't believe you are who you say you are. I think you are one of my detractors who are being added to my lawsuit. You have no effing clue what you were talking about, and I'm going to say this right before I delete your ass. I've been in Vegas for 25 years, and until I got cancer, I took care of myself very well, you dumbass. I do not qualify for disability, which I have explained in other posts, because he hasn't played any in. But you're probably too stupid to understand that. I was not given $100,000 by Brad. It was by people who were fans of Brad. Show, end of my music, they donated. Nobody was a fan of your music. Nobody knew you existed. It was Brad's fans, just say it. And they donated 10, 20 each, maybe 100. There were 1,000 donations that night. It was amazing. You've turned it into something dirty, because that's what you are, dirty. I rented that house so I could rehearse my show and get back on the strip and start earning money for myself. But the lockdown stayed in place too long, and I ended up having to recreate myself and came up with the idea through friends that I should be doing a podcast. If all you've ever done is been a lounge singer and not very good at that, do you think that podcast is just like you're just going to fall right in there and have 100,000 followers? Anyways, I was recruited by someone who said they would pay me very well if I created a professional podcast. So I proceeded to enlist investors to create that podcast and start earning money. And podcasters make a fortune, you stupid cow. If you don't believe me, go watch Dan Bongino. Go watch Alex Jones. Go watch the plethora of people who probably talk over your head. And that's why you can't. If you're trying to be a professional on a Christian streaming service, you think this is how you talk to people? He was evicted before he even had cancer. He's been evicted 3 times at least. I knew he had multiple evictions. He said something on that. If you don't believe me, go watch all those people. If you don't know who they are, you 8th grade graduate. I'll do us all a favor and get lost. But he wasn't able to ban her fast enough because she left a comment. I wish I could see it. A lot can change for the better in 10 days, Bert. Keep that chin up and trust in the Lord to show you the way. I've already commented asking you to take a break from Facebook, decrease the stress from it. Take care of you and Shadow. Get yourself ready to work with Dana. This is when he was offered a job, but then suddenly he couldn't do it because his back. He can't stand. He can't sit. He can't lift. He can't lower. He can't exist. He can't work. I did not qualify for that job. Bert did not qualify for the job, or he didn't want the job. Update. He told us on live tonight that he went to the job site and it wasn't for him. He could not lift a box. And that's what the job was lifting a box. You think your best friend Dana would know what the job was and know your capabilities, right? It's your best friend. Glad y'all are all right. I stayed in North Carolina for 3 weeks to be close to my son while he served in the military. I stayed in a hotel. I needed money. I asked them if I could do housekeeping for them while I was there. They hired me on the spot, and it was easy work, washing linens and cleaning rooms, something we all do every day anyway. Worth a shot. Who knows? Maybe we'll open new doors for you. Yeah, right. Yeah, hotels in Las Vegas hire people off the street to do housekeeping almost every day. Sure, Jennifer Taylor. Oh, that was bad. You shouldn't have done that. You should have got... You're not going to like him when he's angry. I'll tell you that much. You're not going to like him when he's angry. I want to see this post and see if anybody had anything else to it. Sorry. Stacy gave me permission to post a conversation with Bert. He has since deleted it. She asked him a legitimate question, and this was his response. I wish the rest of us... Oh, this might be it. There's Stacy right there. Okay. We might have it. Did you get $100,000 from Brad's followers? Okay. So that... She didn't say from Brad. It said, did you get $100,000 from Brad's followers? I believe it was $80K. He spent that over a year ago. He said he had paid a year's rent. I don't know when he had gotten the $80K from donations or when he paid the rent. Living in Vegas is very expensive. Then move. Everywhere is expensive. From what he's saying about his rent, it's not that much different than mine when I talk. Because so he's talking about renting a place with a studio inside. I'm talking about renting our place plus a studio. Especially if we still had our old house we were renting, we'd be about even with him. We'd be about even with him. But he likes to talk about cousin fucker Texas or something, whatever he said, or Tennessee and how cheap it is. Anywhere is expensive if you have no income. That's true, Stacy. Yeah, but he said his partner gave him money to pay up his rent, so he has money now, or as of last night he did. Okay, that's the first one. Let's see the rest of this fight. I need to turn this on to all before we go too far because I'm going to miss one, I bet. Yeah, that was the first one. This is the question I asked the rest of the conversation in case anyone didn't see it. Okay, it definitely hit a nerve.
Charlekanipe just resubscribed for 11 months.
Thank you very much for the resubscription. I'll let the readers decide who the phony is. With your name calling reply, that shouldn't be hard. Hopefully they see who and what you are and keep their money. But you do need prayers. And one more thing, at least. I can read and comprehend what I read, but I'm the stupid one. All right, then. And I am exactly who I say I am. I'm not a liar like some people. That was all that set him off? Wow, Bert. He needs anger management. You think Shadow can get him into anger management, maybe? If they let him bring his cat, you think he would go? Let him check Shadow's oil every once in a while? Worse yet, getting this message after declining yet another request for more money after already donating twice. And it says, if you can't send me a few dollars right now to help me fight, stop wasting my freaking time. I'm in disaster mode. Help me or I will die. And you want to give me advice? Sad that your Bible tells you that's what you're supposed to do. This message was posted in the comments of Brad's post. The person said she declined to help after she had already donated 2 times already. The black area is the reply. You decide if they are talking about Bert Lynch. No, the person's name was blacked out because I didn't have permission from him or her. It was publicly posted in the comments on Brad's post where others were talking about Bert. Imagine saying, like, I'm fine for my life. Either donate now or never, never speak to me again. I am that K that he talks about, the IT girl. Bert said I wanted to sleep with him. Bert, if you see this, I challenge you to show me the text message from me that would make you think that I wanted to sleep with you. I'll give you $5,000 right now if you can produce a text message from me about that. Kelly's standing up for herself. It says, holy cow, you have got to be kidding me. He says, you got to be kidding me twice. Now, that's insane, right? Someone say that, and even Brad was like, oh, that's crazy. Let's see what this one is. I see one more here. Hold on. Uh-oh, I clicked on somebody's. Sorry, I didn't mean to click on that one. Whatever, it's a good one. He actually, also in the debunking group is a post about what all he said he just signed up for. $40 a month for Fox, $40 a month for Sling. I think it was also on all their, and so on. All on their dime. This guy's got more nerve to expect others to pay his way through life and his bills. I saw one of his comments where someone asked, can he go to his family? And Bert replied, they don't have anything to do with him. Well, do you wonder why, Bert? Yet the morons find any way they can to send him more uneffing believable. Can you tell I'm not a fan? He actually said that his sisters rented a place for him to live after he got out of the hospital to recover in for 6 months, and was actually mad at them after 6 months whenever they offered him to come to Florida and stay with them. Oh my God, he said they were trying to control him. So opening up their home was trying to control him. How? Sounds about right. Okay, here's a couple. The means to help you. What a fake page are you talking about? I freaking saw your post on another page. People screenshot it and send it to me all the time. I feel sorry for losers like you and KKR and BS and K. Action is being taken and evidence is being collected. Keep it coming. You will regret this day soon. So that's Karen, Kelly, Rorick. These are all the people that dislike him, right? That's them. Kelly, all of them. So he's taking action against them because they're part of the truth page. So he's going to take them down. What? No, I'm not. Where did you get that from? You have no idea what the real story is, and you will one day wish you had not started this attack on me. These are all being posted by Donna. Donna Overhouse Scantlin, I think's her name. I think that's how you say it. It says, Donna, wow, are you kidding me? Nope, that was back in October, and I was a friend, but just by his following only. Don't know him personally. He was asking me for money, and I said I couldn't help him. He even went so far as to say, if you give me $300 now, I'll pay you back with interest on Saturday. This was like a Tuesday or Wednesday. He is such a loser, not to mention paranoid much. He spent most of the pod last night reading every comment. Doesn't want anyone to possibly see the truth. That was the same story he said to me, Bambi says. Bambi was another person who he freaked out on. It makes me so mad because he is always mean to the people who actually give him money to where he makes them feel bad, I'm sure, in hopes they will send more. He is so disgusting. I said I hope he drinks himself to death in that grifted hotel room he has. Yes, I absolutely said that. He doesn't deserve a dime from these people. Get a job, Bert. Suzanne, I heard him mentioning last night he is only working part-time. Well, of course he is. This is from 5 weeks ago. 4 hours a night and not on Sunday or Monday, I think he said. Plus, did you hear him say he needs to find a laundromat to wash his clothes because they smell? Ooh. And he's got one pair of socks and one shirt. And I guess he needs money for that too. And detergent. The list is never ending. Yeah, you're just basically, it's like having a 60-year-old kid in Las Vegas who's a lounge singer, right? It's like having a toddler. You're paying for everything. You got to feed him. You got to pay for his detergent. You got to pay for his room. You got to pay for his phone bill, for his streaming service, for his tablet, for all the toys he wants. I wondered about his hygiene. He is constantly scratching his head and wiping his nose with his hands and then frequently rubbing his face. I'm wondering if he took any extra clothes with him when he got kicked out because it doesn't sound like he did. He said he was going to buy a new wardrobe the other night, but had to take care of his phone bill and something else. Scratching his head is so gross. It was driving me nuts last night. The little bit I watched makes my head itch just watching him. I'm a hairstylist, so of course I immediately think of lice. Just unbelievable the money he's spending all off the backs of most likely the elderly. Get a damn job, Bert. I guarantee you he buys all the beer and liquor he wants. Very good. Very scathing, ladies. Good job. Don't let up. He'll try to lie. He'll try to guilt trip you. He'll try to say something else is going on. It's not. Don't let up. He's a piece of shit. What time is it? It's 1:33. I want to at least give a little sneak peek of this. By the way, people are like, oh my God, why are you talking about Nick and Goodline so much? This, that, and that. You know, as much I've fucking said some fucked up shit about Phil. I've called Phil out. I've done a lot of things. I've cost him followers. I've cost him money. I know for sure. I've pissed him off. I've fucked up his scams he was trying to run. I've got his followers and told them the truth. People have left 7K. People have done this. People have done that. And other truthers. And I honestly think that Nick and Dr. Z and them are the ones that, it doesn't bother me, but they're the ones that went the lowest, the fastest, right? They're already talking about my nephew's brand new baby and how Phil's donated so he could fuck him later. Just crazy stuff. Everybody's a PH fag. Everybody's gay. taking shots at my family, my wife and kids and stuff. They went the low road the quickest. I don't care. It's still content. It's still funny. But everybody talks about how bad this grifter is or that grifter is or this person is. First of all, Nick's a grifter, right? If you've ever seen any of his films, he's peddling QAnon bullshit for subscriptions. That's his grift, right? He is a grifter. Tartar sauce and Tartarians and he's just as bad as Derek Johnson, right? If you know Derek Johnson, he made a whole film on Derek Johnson. He is a grifter, right? First of all. Second of all, he may not have the past. He may not have the past that Phil has. That's fine. But talking about Phil's past is only a portion of Phil, right? That's like a portion over here. That's like a box in Phil's past and a reason that maybe you should not trust him because of all the inconsistencies in this story, and we're waiting for a court case to film. But the present of Phil, Nick's every bit as bad. Nick's every bit as bad. He just tries to play it off like he's cooler about it or something. Like, I don't know who thought that I would get along with Nick, that Nick and I would team up, that we'd be best friends or whatever. I don't believe in anything he says. Anything at all. Okay? I don't believe in Tartaria. I don't believe anything comes out of Derek Johnson's mouth. I don't believe any of that. Right? He made a video. This is how dumb he is. You remember when the Epstein flight logs were supposed to come out? When they were supposed to come out, tons of people were making fake lists. If you go to Nick's, Nick Alvear, here, over on Twitter, he made a whole video about Stephen Colbert because Stephen Colbert called him like the doobie smoker or whatever. He made a whole video about Stephen Colbert with fake flight logs. They're not even the real flight logs. Stephen Colbert's not on the flight logs. It wasn't even the real flight logs, and he still got it pinned. Check this out. Because this is all because Stephen Colbert made a joke about him being the doobie smoker guy. That was funny. All the talk show hosts were making fun of the guy who was just wandering around smoking pot like he had just, freed the slaves or something. I know you tried to get me to interview Nick. You said, oh, you should reach out to Nick. He's going to make a video on Phil, and you guys can tell. And I'm like, I'm not teaming up with any fucking cute. I don't believe in any of the stuff he believes in, except we might agree on this Phil thing. It seems like we do on the Phil thing. I'm not doing that. I can't bite my tongue to even have him on for an interview. I told Mariah no, even though she asked me probably, 3 or 4 times. Because she thought it would be good to content, which it probably would have, but whatever. All right, here you go. Actually, let me minimize this because I think I need to read this. It says, since Stephen Colbert thought it would be funny to make fun of me on his show, I thought I'd expose him in a film. Pervywood, Stephen Colbert, 2021.
Follow me down the rabbit hole here, okay?
That was him making fun of Trump.
Meet me down the rabbit hole here, okay?
Now I got content for life. That's right.
Who's Jeffrey Epstein? I've never met Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know why Bert's taking time off. He says it's the trolls and Facebook keeping him down and that he's going to Rumble, and now he's begging for money to go to Rumble. But he hasn't made any Rumble videos yet.
Hillary Clinton and her former campaign manager, John Podesta, ran a child sex ring.
Now, of course, he gets that clip of him saying that, but obviously he's talking about how the whole article is about how crazy Pizzagate was, right? Man opens fire in restaurant targeting by anti-Clinton Pizzagate fake conspiracy theory, right? He's obviously not stating these things. This is just clipped out of context like they love.
And her former campaign manager, John Podesta.
Yeah, the thing Nick said today, I think it was too far, right? You can hate Phil. You can hate his past. You can hate those things about him. You can bring them up. I think they're fair game. They should all be discussed regularly or whatever. But when he was like, this is what he said. See if I can find it. It says, there's a reason Phil doesn't leave with his kids. I think Phil has 50-50 custody right now, to be honest with you. But There's a reason Phil doesn't live with his kids. It has become very evident that if he did, he'd be sexually assaulting his boys out of frustration for being called out for being a pedo. Now, this isn't as bad as what they said about me, saying Phil's donating to that baby so when he grows up a little bit, he can fuck him. I don't think that's as bad, but still, like, I don't think there's an issue, a sexual issue between Phil and his... I don't think there's any evidence that there's some type of sexual issue between Phil and his sons. I've heard people say, I don't know, Carrie's got the responsibility, you know, keeping her daughters around Phil. And you can have that opinion, but I don't think there's ever been any accusation about Phil and his sons. That's a little far, no? So he says that God is working overtime. He also says this is wrong. Anyways, he says he'd be sexually assaulting them out of frustration for getting called out for being a pedo. Thank God those kids are safe, and thank God Carrie's kids live with their grandparents. This is also not true. So Carrie has 50-50 custody, basically, with 2 different baby daddies. And at least the way it seems from the videos that I've seen and stuff that I know going on behind the scenes, he has, they try to line up all the kids together for that week and then all the kids away for the week. That way it's like a blended family kind of deal. So there you go. He says God is working overtime protecting those kids from the satanic pedo parents they have. Now that's a claim about Carrie. I mean, you can be mad at Carrie and say like, oh, she's just with him for the money or this, that, whatever. But now she's saying satanic pedo parents they have, calling Carrie a pedo as well. This is a movement meant to help the children and protect the elderly. Phil does the exact opposite of that. He screws young girls and rips off the elderly. What we have done has single-handedly destroyed his entire operation. Be proud of what the power of God, creativity, and unity can do. That seems like a little far, right? Saying like, thank God Phil's boys aren't there because he'd be fucking them. Like, that's crazy.
Ran a child sex ring.
We're just going to watch a minute of this because I got to grab something else.
Emails, money laundering, sex crimes with children, etc. Must read.
Let's just move along. Stephen Colbert's funny. You might not like him now that he was playing this over-the-top Republican character, and now he's more liberal. He's funny a lot of times. He makes me laugh a lot of times.
Colbert is a pedophile.
This is just Isaac
Anonymous
Cappy.
Gifted Tron Funkin Blow a subscription.
Thank you for
An
the gifted
anonymous
sub.
user gifted a tier 1 sub to Tron Funkin Blow.
Even Colbert and John Podesta are best buddies.
So if you don't know Cappy, he basically called out everybody. He had a little bit of a mental breakdown. His family was worried about him. His friends were worried about him. He was having issues already. And then he ends up, there's a video of him on the side of a bridge just standing there looking at the interstate. And next thing you know, his body is on the interstate off the bridge and fell, 40 feet or whatever to the interstate, got hit by a car.
Buddies.
Now, the evidence points to like he jumped. I know there's a lot of people saying he was killed, he was mind controlled, he's MK Ultra'd. All the evidence points to he jumped. He had a lot of issues.
If you don't know who John Podesta is, do some research. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
So when we found we could not make sense.
Written and directed by Eduardo Nicolas Alviar Gonzalez. Eduardo.
On the old roundup giddy up. Eduardo Nicolas Alviar.
So he went over all the Jan 6 people that were kind of interesting arrests. And of course, Nick's going to be one of them. He's in red, white, and blue stretchy pants with a fanny pack filled up with weed. Like, of course, comedians are going to make fun of that. Have you seen yourself?
Gonzalez, known online as the Capitol Rotunda doobie smoker.
Now, he uses the Epstein flight logs to expose him, to expose Stephen Colbert. But again, they weren't real. It wasn't even the first set of fake ones. It was like the 10th set of fake ones that come out.
I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so wrong.
Who's Jeffrey Epstein? I've never met Jeffrey Epstein.
Here we go. You ready for his video? Robert Downey Jr., Alec Baldwin, Anderson Cooper, Jim Carrey, Seth Green, Jimmy Kimmel, Anthony Kiedis, John Cusack, Barack Obama, Ben Affleck, Beyonce Knowles, Bill Clinton, and Stephen Colbert. Now, again, this list was not accurate. This was just one that people were made up and started sharing on Twitter. Uh-oh, Stephen Colbert.
I'm in on Pizzagate. I'm in on Pizzagate.
He literally made a joke about being in on Pizzagate, and it had something to do with ordering pizzas and shit. Again, all clipped out of context. That's like me saying, oh, somebody said that I have something to do with Pizzagate. I am Pizzagate, you idiots. You know, and then they clip in that I am Pizzagate and then making a whole movie around it.
If you really want to know where someone's allegiance lies,
I can't help but be honest about my opinion. I can't help it. Like, there's been many times that I probably could have bit my tongue and done better financially, done better on the show, had more viewers, not started an argument. I can't help it but say it. I don't know.
Seek out where they put up a fight. Find out who their enemies are, and you'll
his little whisper
find out
talk.
who their friends are. Birds of a feather not only flock together, they protect each other. So when Stephen Colbert had the...
So basically, if you have this, so birds of a feather, they're all rich and powerful, right? They're all famous. So if any of them come out and say, that's the Epstein flight log. The Epstein flight log. Well, you're all protecting each other, so that just makes you more guilty. They basically have this laid out to no matter what they say, what they do, how they approach it, they're guilty.
Guts to tell WikiLeaks, Alex Jones.
He's always that's like the third time I've seen him miss Barack. Phil does it too.
And Pizzagate to grow the up. He made it known then and there that his involvement within Pizzagate warranted an in-depth exploration. After all, those who yell the loudest have the most to hide. Many talk show hosts that used to be seen as intelligent and innocent are now seen as satanic and perverse. Take, for example, Ellen, Oprah, and Stephen Colbert.
But that's just all shit that you all made up in the last couple years, guys. Where's the evidence?
Each have a close friend that links them to satanic influences. Ellen is linked to Jeffrey Epstein. Just look at her set design. Oprah.
Oh, her set design. Palm trees and blue and white. You don't think this is just like a beach feel? Like this is like a beach-like set? This has to be Epstein Island? Okay.
Linked to John of God, a false prophet convicted of an underground child breeding operation. And Stephen Colbert is linked to one.
A lot of people are connected to that crazy Brazilian faith healer.
One of the DNC's most demonic pedophiles, John Podesta.
Again, stuff that they've made up along the way and claim they have evidence for. Just because he knows this guy, that means they're together.
I know what you might be thinking. How could I justifiably call him a pedophile without any proof? Thanks to WikiLeaks and Seth Rich, a murdered DNC whistleblower, we've got proof. John Podesta's emails. Podesta basically ordered direction of The Late Show, exposing a direct link.
I hope you got a chance to see the Colbert Report 2 special episodes. I had him do a CGI that we taped in St. Louis this weekend. This is the link to last night's sketch about commitments, and the monologue and WJC interview aired Monday. Hope you enjoy. Looking forward to your feedback. Next will be your Colbert appearance. So they just sent in a clip and said, hey, why don't you cover this?
Between the DNC and Colbert's talk show, making The Late Show nothing but a commercial propaganda leg of the establishment.
It doesn't matter. Do you know how many blue and white striped items you can find near a beach? Is all of them Epstein Island? You can't just jump to that. That's not enough evidence. Oh, it's blue and white striped theme. Oh my God.
To much greater shock, Podesta's leaked emails are...
I have a towel that's blue and white striped. You think that's an Epstein towel? How many kids you think that towel's raped?
Filled with no pedophile code, confirmed by an unclassified FBI document for identifying pedophiles. A former CBS News anchor, Ben Swan, covered the Pizzagate story in...
It became a major story weeks ago when an armed man decided to investigate a D.C. area pizza place for himself. This man right here, he carried a rifle into a pizza parlor and then fired it at the floor. Media is telling you the entire...
I don't think they tell you that guy went in there looking for a basement and couldn't find one.
Your story is a hoax or fake news. But what does that even mean? I spent the last month investigating. So what exactly is Pizzagate? And are there any actual facts to support this story? I've got to warn you, what we're going to talk about tonight will be disturbing to some people. But this is a reality check you won't see anywhere else. One single email.
They need the tiniest circumstantial, made up, photoshopped, someone else said, clipped out of context. That's why they can't find anything about me, because they're used to finding the dumbest shit that doesn't even make sense, that's not relatable, that can't be proven. They're used to finding that type of shit, so they can't find shit on me because their fans are too concerned with putting out fake stories. Their fans are too concerned putting out fake stories. And they just run with that. They don't need it. They don't need it to be linked. They don't need it to have evidence. They don't need any of that.
We have a lot of fun here at The Late Show every night talking about the news of the day. But I really hope you don't get your news from me. Because newsflash, this isn't news. This is entertainment. If you want news, go to CBS's John Dickerson or maybe the Wall Street Journal. But don't go to some anonymous guy on social media. Because a lot of the news on social media is a lie. And not just that Brian claims he's totally over Lisa and is having a great time on a solo trip to Iceland. There's so much fake news out there. The fake news is having such an influence on our lives that today, and this is true, Pope Francis said, media that focus on scandals and spread fake news to smear politicians risk becoming like people who have a morbid fascination with excrement. And if the Pope's talking poop, you know we're in deep doo-doo. And the craziest...
He's a comedian. I don't even think he writes. He probably doesn't even write most of these jokes. He has a room full of writers.
The craziest fake news of all is something called Pizzagate. People actually believe a conspiracy theory that Hillary Clinton and her former campaign manager, John Podesta, ran a child sex ring at a pizzeria in D.C. This is a lie. We all know the only people who are trapped in a pizza place are those robots at Chuck E. Cheese. I've seen Westworld. One day they're going to rise up and kill us all. Now, according to...
So you think that was his admission too, that the robots at Chuck E. Cheese were real? No, you just want to clip the sensational part that you use for your video.
Folks with the spider eggs hatching in the brains. Clinton and Podesta have a series of smuggling tunnels that connect to the basement of this pizzeria. The police refuse to investigate the basement crime scene on the flimsy excuse that the pizzeria does not have a basement. That's how deep this goes.
It doesn't have a basement. There's not even the architectural drawings and the permits that were pulled. It doesn't have a basement.
Ground level. So where did this conspiracy theory start? Apparently,
yeah, every hand signal means something.
Emails hacked by Russia and published by WikiLeaks. And notice there seems to be more references to pizza and pizzerias than they had expected, which can only mean one thing: secret sex ring. A lot of uninformed, gullible people fell for the Clinton-Podesta sex ring theory. People like Trump's pick for National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, who tweeted out a link writing, "New Hillary emails, money laundering, sex crimes with children, etc. Must read." Introducing it, you decide. Okay? Then I decide a guy who spreads this bull shouldn't be in charge of national security. Here's the thing. Donald Trump's transition team has acknowledged that this is disqualifying madness, and they have now done the right thing by firing Michael Flynn's son for tweeting about Pizzagate. Phew! We really dodged one of the bullets here. So,
oh wow! You speak from the heart. While I may not agree with everything that may be said regarding a specific topic, sometimes I'll go read the rest of it. Thank you very much. That was a large donation. I appreciate that. Let me read the rest of it. I don't want to short anybody, especially a donation that large. While may not agree with everything that may be said regarding a specific topic, I acknowledge that truth resonates with people, and so keep on keeping on. The truth will eventually become evident. Thank you for your courage and efforts to identify issues, topics, and potential concerns. Honestly, present subjects, facts, and let the listener come to their own conclusion. Oh, present subject and facts. Then pray that justice will be done. What is the best way to provide support to you, i.e. what method ensures you receive the most benefit? Many blessings. This one's fine. Thank you very much for the donation. That one's fine. I would say the benefit to all of them I have to pay a little bit of a fee on because they're all business accounts. But that one's fine. The benefit to buy me a coffee is it's available immediately. Like if I needed the money, wanted the money, I could go get it right now and have it transferred to my card. But PayPal is about the same, 3%. Which I don't mind paying it. You know, I get benefits for having a business account. So thank you very much for the donation and support. I appreciate it.
Oh, pretty weird, but harmless fun, right? Wrong. Because over the weekend, this happened.
Police say a 28-year-old gunman entered Comet Ping Pong and fired off an assault rifle. The shooter claims he was investigating the so-called Pizzagate story.
Thankfully, no one was hurt, but it does raise disturbing questions. Like, who names a pizza place Comet Ping Pong? Was asteroid air hockey already taken? And this internet make-em-up doesn't just implicate my favorite food. It implicates my favorite me. Because according to some folks on Reddit, I'm in on Pizzagate.
So listen, Nick said with this one statement, he has implicated himself to be fully investigated because he said, I'm in on Pizzagate. That's what he said. But did you hear what he said before that? That was cut out. This is the whole reason I play this clip. Listen, Eric bought 56 packs. Thank you very much. It was from Eric. Listen to what he says before it.
Doesn't just implicate my favorite food. It implicates my favorite me. Because according to some folks on Reddit,
Nick Alvear's documentary said, with just this one statement, he's implicated himself as being involved in Pizzagate and opens himself up to further investigation. Well, you just fucking lied about what he said.
And this internet make-em-up doesn't just implicate my favorite food, it implicates my favorite me. Because according to some folks on Reddit, I'm in on Pizzagate. Because at the end of my election night special, I talked about pizza, which they called all caps creepy. This is insane. I have absolutely no part in the Pizzagate conspiracy, is what they want me to say. Because as...
Oh, not the same Eric.
Because
that Eric is trying to save up so he can get titanium legs like me.
As these super sleuths, these Da Vinci chodes have figured out, I'm on the Clinton payroll. Their evidence, WikiLeaks, is now tweeting an email sent to John Podesta 3 years ago that some Reddit folks say reveals Colbert is directly instructed by politicians on what to put on his show, parenthesis, disgusting. Wait a second. Why is that disgusting hidden in those parentheses? What does it know? Did Clinton trap it there? I've always said parentheses are the basement of punctuation. Now,
that's true.
Doesn't make sense. Now, it's spooky. Here's where it gets good. The email in question is about my interview with Bill Clinton on stage during the Clinton Global Initiative at Washington University in 2013. Clinton's press rep wrote to John Podesta, I hope you got a chance to see the Colbert Report's 2 special episodes I had them do about CGIU. Now, I am flattered that this guy considered it an achievement that he somehow booked President Clinton on my basic cable news parody puppet show. But because this staffer took credit for getting Bill on the show, they think I'm on Hillary's payroll. For the record, she can't afford me. Now,
see how nefarious all this is? It's horrible.
This email does blow the lid off what the Illuminati call talk shows. And no one blows lid quite like host of InfoWars, Trump advisor, and alien Sasquatch love child, Alex P. Jones. Jim?
John, I hope you got the chance to see the Colbert Report's 2 special episodes. So the Colbert Report special episodes, that was the title of it. That's what they're doing, is every major media...
It wasn't even on his main show. It was on his, like, news whatever thing that he does separately.
Outlet, coordinating, scripting it. You don't need to know that when Obama goes on Jimmy Fallon Live and has some scripted piece riffing off of jazz, and it's all perfectly done. It's all choreographed. And they're choreographing things. It's disgusting.
Oh, yeah, he's right. It's not just me and the conspiracy. It's that show, Jimmy Fallon Live, and their famous segment, Slow Jazzing the News Riff-Off. It's all choreographed. I'm starting to think these shows might be rehearsed. Well, I'm busted. We're busted. You got me. You got me. This
rehearsals? Who's ever heard of that?
I said, okay, could you do it in St. Louis because he's doing his charity thing there and he wants to talk about it? And we said yes. Then we filmed the whole thing, put it on TV.
Could you do the interview in St. Louis because he's doing a charity thing there and he wants to talk about it? And they said yes. So they recorded on location. That's what the staffer's taking credit for. Setting it up in St. Louis or whatever.
This guy said, okay, could you do it in St. Louis because he's doing his charity thing there and he wants to talk about it? And we said yes. Then we filmed the whole thing.
This is how people get on talk shows, by the way. I don't know if you guys think that the talk show host just sits around all day and is like, next week I want to have Katy Perry, Barack Obama, Donald Trump's people that are on press tours that are already doing something, have people for them that book them on talk shows. So Bill Clinton has somebody when he's doing some charity thing. Okay, on Monday, we're on Good Morning America. On Tuesday, we're on the Colbert Report. On this day, we're on that. They have somebody that does that, a person that reaches out and books them on shows. The host doesn't just call his friends and say, hey, what's good this week? Who's coming on? This is a group call with 3,000 celebrities. Who's in?
On TV. Even put commercials right in the middle of it. Oh my God, we were in it for the money. It's like these shows are some kind of business. Yeah, listen. The scary part is, how high does this go? All the way to our next president. Because when Donald Trump was on this very show, and I can't believe you're forcing me to admit this, we talked to Donald Trump before he came on. And I hold in my hand the actual pre-interview we did with Donald Trump days before, where we told him what I wanted to talk about. And he told us what he wanted to talk about. Then we had him on. Talked about. I think he had a pretty good time, and I treated him with respect. You know who didn't like that? Liberals. You can look it up. It's a fun read. And now that he's going to be the president of the United States, this is an actual historical document. It should be in the National Archives. He says some good stuff in here. Stuff that I would like to read to you right now. But I'm not going to.
Oh, this probably got me canceled on YouTube, didn't it? I didn't even think about it.
Between me and a guest,
is the YouTube video down? Hold on, let me do this. Content. I don't even have it open, dude. I bet you it's been down for hours. Oh no. I didn't even turn on monetization. I didn't do nothing. I forgot all about YouTube, the bastard child of YouTube. I didn't turn it on. Dude, what was I doing over here? Uh-oh.
Okay. I have another copy, of course.
Oh, I got you. I see people over there.
But I'm not going to read that either. Because here's what these conspiracy theorists don't get. There's a difference between a conspiracy and an agreement. And a conspiracy is what...
Of course these things are rehearsed, right? I know they try to make it seem as genuine or whatever, but like, Saturday Night Live is like genuine and people break character. You know, they spend all week rehearsing the show and doing their jokes and doing their stand-up and doing their skits and that's why it's on Saturday. They spend all week getting ready. You know that, right?
What villains do. An agreement is what adults do. Look around the country. Wouldn't you agree we need some more adults? So WikiLeaks, Alex Jones, and the subreddit subgeniuses, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, grow the up.
There you go. Stephen Colbert responding to the original clip that Nick Albert took out of context, where he says, according to some people on Reddit, I'm in Pizzagate. I'm going to see if I can find a clip real quick of them talking to me. Talking about me. There we go.
Boys? What's up?
Then we'll quit for the night, guys. I'm going to cover this later, I'm sure.
What's up, everyone? Yo. It's Saturday Night Lives.
The all-male review team.
Yeah, for those who don't know much about what's going on, because there's
Phil's all-male review team.
Either all three of our channels and figure it out kind of as we just go on. But I just want to give everyone a review before we.
By the way, before you do that, let me do a little housekeeping. We are running on all three Rumble channels tonight. Also, my channel on X.
They did make a pretty amazing post about me. You know, it seems like if they wanted to make a post about me, they could just have me supporting Phil in a clip or a screenshot or something. But instead, they went back to the same AI photo. Live look at Cold Beer Confess, old queer obsessional, pretending to go after Phildo Faggins while actually taking Phil's money and going after the only crew that ever made any headway in ending Phildo's pedo grifting days. We have so many receipts on this fat traitor, it's ridiculous. But they have so many receipts, it's ridiculous. But he's irrelevant, so we're not going to show him to you. We're not going to show him to you. We're not doing it. We're not going to do it. We're not going to show it to you because he's irrelevant. Somebody said, are you fat shaming folks? He said, I'm cunt shaming. You got me. That's me. Why wouldn't you just have a clip of me supporting Phil? Or flip-flopping, or a screenshot of me saying Phil did nothing wrong. It literally has a speech bubble that says Phil Godlewski is not a pedo. Do you have you have some type of recording of me defending Phil's past? Because that would really fit in good here, rather than an AI generated photo with a speech bubble. That seems kind of strange.
If you want your comment to be a lot of people, we'll go chasing down Rumble to make sure he gets it. And give a little review.
Played the movie, and he almost took Phil G. I got to see that they were kind of cool. Yeah, and it turns out in 2010 he would actually get people to just.
I just want to hear the first part of this, then we'll back out.
We became mock stars. That's what we are. We're mocking. We're rock stars who mock, and that's a great way to dismantle anyone whose identity is built upon it's been anti-Phil for so long. And I made a movie. It pissed me off so much. I made it with all the help of everybody who has been anti-Phil for so long, and he started to self-destruct in the process. No one has thrown him off of this game with music videos and raps. Scripted this rap. I did the movie.
Wait, you think music videos and raps got to him? I bet they did.
Parodies. So we got parodies. We got a new parody coming.
Yeah. And so now I want people to remember the impact.
Please make a parody of me. Anything to get my name out there. I saw your little grin. Please be me. Anything to get my name out there.
That this all had, because for a lot of folks who have been in this, they're in the hamster wheel of hating Phil. And what we've done was, believe it or not, that has decreased a lot. This is why you see him now selling. He didn't pay taxes since 2017. Money. How do you take?
I would bet he's current on taxes.
Take down the ball, money.
If I had to bet.
Take the dollar. How do you take down Phil?
It's just too public for him to continue to not pay him yet. I bet she's paying
everyone else much longer to kick back and watch this guy. We wouldn't be seeing it. So
guns ablazing. He'll never recover from this. It's over. But the game's not over. He knows he's fucked. He intel, and again, I know a lot of people think he never did. And he intel. Oh, there you go. Text Patriot JB throwing scripts and money. We haven't been trained for a narrative operation or anything like that. We just like, somebody needs to stand up to this faggot. Okay, we'll do it. We don't have any skills. We haven't been trained for a narrative operation or anything.
As many times they call someone else out on their sexuality, it's kind of makes you question theirs.
Anything like that. We just like, we can figure this out. And we did. And
the more these grifters mention your name or your channel, even if you can get one or two people to, obviously somebody's gonna be interested. I love my name mentioned anywhere, even in negative context.
People, like I said, have contacted us and thanked us and been like,
I even get to respond.
Right? He's stealing valor from the people that actually do this work on the white hat sides. We all fucking.
So Phil's stolen valor, but where's he stealing valor from? The white hats working with Trump that don't exist. Phil's not stealing valor from the military or veterans or current service members. He's actually stealing valor from the white hats that work behind the scenes with Trump.
What you guys did, because we're all working on really important stuff, and we can't mess around with small potatoes like Phil Godlewski, but we all fucking hate him because he's stealing our valor. Yeah. Right?
He's stealing their valor. They have valor that Phil's stealing. Stolen valor, the thing that applies to military members and veterans, is what you see on the screen. This is all not me. You could just hold on. Take me out of here. Valor is what you see on the screen. They have valor, and Phil is stealing it. Oh, no.
He's stealing valor from the people that actually do this work on the white hat sides, that operate in a clandestine way and disseminate information with a specific script, pardon the pun, and a specific playbook on when the information is supposed to come out.
They're clandestine white hats.
And he was able to con somebody or pay somebody. So we're going to get into that tonight. But first, the first thing we have to do, boys, I didn't even tell you about this.
That's about the birthdays and everything, but there's like...
Make sure you subscribe to
yeah, well, that's a big thing.
Yeah, one Phil has done. And also, he has initiated a lawsuit.
I got you. Again, that dildo and
panic. Exactly. Panic will not be televised, and just keep that as it is. Revolution. Nick is not Phil. I'm not an idiot, so my moves will not be televised.
Oh, emotional damage. Dildo, and we broke him again. We were together the other night, and he suffered emotional damage.
They were on a vacation together. Very strange.
So as we were, what he did was to try.
I don't like how his soundboard like cuts away to entire video. You can't just get the sound, or you can't green screen it out, or get somebody else to green screen it out or something.
And go on his Nick and script if the volume's not working. And
he recognized me, and he said, "I'm a member of Goodline.tv during the month in a row." So we're trying.
Odin was not Odin. God.
Let's see if we can skip around and find me. We might not be able to.
A little bit of background with the Christians and everything, like the conservative Christians. Like, he's done. People are leaving in droves right now. They're not even sticking around for him no more, because that was it for them, because it goes against the whole.
They talk about me and feel the same. It's hard to tell which one they're talking about.
System. Odin has nothing. There's what's up, Joker?
Oh, I'm sure.
Paganistic shit when you bring that into
waking up to it. Like we saw a clip of him saying some shit like, "Pay attention to tonight's live."
That's in the Bible. None of that.
By the way. Script put up a video of us on.
Also, I work for Satan now. I think that was something that was said about me.
We were ready for it, but we don't hide anything. Whatever we are, we're not in the best shape in the world, but we're not open.
Oh, here it is.
Layer of.
It was a video they weren't ready for. I thought you guys didn't care.
Mind control followers that finally saw him for who he really is and are leaving. And again, we're very open guys. Script put up.
Oh, all his followers are MK Ultra, by the way. MK Ultra, but when Phil said Jesus is Odin, they snapped out of it.
His mind control followers that finally saw him for who he really is and are leaving. And again, we're very open guys. Script put up a video of us on the beach the other day that we weren't ready for, but we don't hide anything. Whatever we are, we're not in the.
Oh, is that why he took it down and made his account private? That was weird. That was kind of weird. He took it down and made his account private, right? Kind of weird.
The best shape in the world, but we're not obese pieces of shit like fucking Will Bert, and we're not.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Obese pieces of shit like Will Bert.
We were ready for it, but we don't hide anything. Whatever we are, we're not in the best shape in the world, but we're not obese pieces of shit like fucking Will Bert, and we're not.
I'll have you know, I walked to McDonald's today. I already told that story.
Phil's money like Will Bert.
Hold on. So I was like, how the fuck did motherfuckers get that video from my shit that quick? I looked up Alessandro's name. I looked up Phil. They're not following me. Cold beer confession to you, fat fuck. So this motherfucker's following me. And
I followed you after I found the video. Thank you. I've never followed. I followed you after I found it. You probably could have seen that in your alerts. I followed you after you made the video. I like all your tweets about me. All three of you. I thought we were all super clandestine operators who knew how to take down the deep state.
He's sitting there taking it. So I have all your videos, bro. All the drug addict videos that you have up. You're trying to say I'm on that, bro? Bro, you look like you were swallowing balls the whole night in one of your videos, bro. Like just taking fucking shots to the face. Listen, you definitely stick to the script that you were on. Because a lot of people actually was like, yo, I got kind of respect for this dude, man. You know, he's been going hard at Phil, but now we see that you can be bought out. The narrative is always and was controlled by Phil.
Right, because I don't cover Phil anymore. What you saw at the beginning of the show was someone. It was an actor,
and that's why you're doing what you're doing. But you can go jump on.
Okay.
It's all liberal moves. That's their playbook. You can study how the deep state attacks people, and it's on my Telegram on the broadcast channel. Maybe we'll even watch it. I'll send it to you. It's this video of a guy, a psychologist, explaining.
Wait, is how the liberals attack you? Is like you say one thing, and they take it and twist it and turn it into you saying something else. Like when I said, go watch Nick's video, and then you told people for months that I was trying to destroy your video and I didn't want anybody to watch it. Or like when I said, I don't want to be in your video, you're like, he wanted to be in my video, and that's why he's so mad. Or like when I asked why you were defending Phil, you're like, he loves Phil. He loves Phil, and he loves pedos, and him and Pebbles are probably pedos.
Darvo. It's like that makes sense. A reaction that narcissists do. I think it's defend, attack. They make you pretty much they become the victim, and then you the offender, the offender. This is offender. Yeah, this is basically what we're.
The offender. You are the offender.
Attacks you could create came out for all of us. So, and then we become the bad guys. The people who attacked him. There are some people who reach out and they're like, "What do you?"
No, I think that putting all of the research that was already done together, clear, concise marketing campaign, awesome. You are not. None of you all. Y'all are fucking Q-tards. Where did you think that I was going to agree with you at?
Doing to him? Why are you doing this? Well, it's pretty obvious, right? This is a movement based upon the children.
I've never said, why are you doing this to him? Who said that?
He's a fucking PO in here, pretending to be someone he's not, taking a lot of money from people who trust him because he's lied and positioned himself into a place where people could trust him. But the internet is so new, and this whole movement started from people actually freaking out, not knowing what was real and what wasn't. So the vetting process in the beginning was somewhat ignored, and it's now 3-4 years later, people are starting to figure out, okay, I don't trust that person. They're fear porn. They're fear mongers. So you get that left and right, and now Phil's getting his.
Yeah,
makes sense.
The first thing, this
fear mongering
piece of shit, irrelevant tool. We never talk about him because he's irrelevant. He's been doing this 3 years. He hasn't broken it.
Wait a second. They never talk about me? They never talk about me, or they talk about me every time they're live? Which one is that? I'm mentioned on every show. How irrelevant can I still be?
This fucking Will Bert piece of shit, irrelevant tool. We never talk about him because he's irrelevant. He's been doing this 3 years. He hasn't broken 1,000 followers. So that's why we never respond to his.
Where are you? Are you talking about on I fucking hate Telegram. Are you talking about on Telegram? Where? I mean, YouTube is new because this is my 6th YouTube channel, but I've had 5 over 10,000. But even YouTube's at $2,000. Twitch is at, where do you guys see these numbers at? Twitch is at 3,000. So that's 5,000. What numbers do y'all look? Let me see. What's my Telegram, like 500 or something? Is that what they're going off of? No, it's 2,000. God damn it. Where are you getting these numbers?
It's bullshit. But when we first started this, we did say, hey man, we appreciate he's the first one who brought the court docs public, Scranton Times court docs. So that was a big move.
None of y'all spoke. Not that I wanted you to. Not that I wanted you to. I sent Nick a message and said, hey, Nick, this is Phil. This is what's going on. This is what's going on in the Scranton Times case. Just like a catch. All I want to do is catch him up. I said this is his playbook, right? He'll threaten this. He'll do this. He's been threatening to sue me forever. Now, he never tried to serve me, but he has tried to serve other people. This is how he does this. Good luck on your film. No one... This is so weird now that you're trying to rewrite history. Like, we reach out to him. We're like, hey, man, lots of respect. We love you. You've been doing such a good job. Thank you for that. Let's just stay out of each other's way. First of all, that's weird. I would have immediately brought that up on the show. Second of all, why are you even saying this?
Was he paid to do that by Phil, to set the narrative and control the narrative? We can look back now and see.
Yes.
But even if he wasn't, when we start doing this,
you got me.
Leave us alone, we'll leave you alone. We don't need to fight with each other. As soon as
leave us alone, we'll leave you alone. I have no idea what the fuck When? Where? Who? When? I've never talked to anybody but Nick. I messaged Nick on Telegram. The next, he said, thank you. Here's my number. Call me. None of that happened. Didn't call him. Didn't respond. I think I said, yeah, good luck, man. Hold on. Let me go see. I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie about it, right? Oh, did he delete it? Sorry, it might be deleted. So I sent him basically Phil's playbook. He sent me like, call me anytime, man. This is awesome. I can't wait. I'm gonna make a video. He's such an idiot. He can't sue me. And I was like, I think I said good luck or something like that. I think I said good luck. I'm not exactly sure. I wish it was still here. Anyways, then like a week later after the lawsuit was like filed or being filed or whatever, he's like, hey man, not only did he message me on Telegram, when I didn't respond, I just left it on red. He emailed me afterwards. Hey man, this new document's come out, and Phil's trying to slander me. Would you mind not going over it? Would you mind not going over something? And I decided I would never speak to you again. That was it. Right? You had something to do. You did it. Now I do my thing.
Movie comes out, he starts going after Nick, calling him a pedo. If you've been working to take down this fucker for 3 years and we come along and we make a difference, you should be kissing our asses, you fat fuck.
You're going to get a visit from high up law guys? I hope so. I like the high up law guys. You know the Secret Service has visited me? You know one guy called the Secret Service on me for a joke? They've already been to my house. They know where I live. Just give them my name.
Well, the narrative, we can look back now and see maybe. But even if he wasn't, weird, when we start doing this, we're like, yo, leave us alone, we'll leave you alone. We don't need to fight with each other. As soon as the movie comes out, he starts going after Nick, calling him a pedo. If you've been working to take down this fucker for 3
Well, actually, oh shit.
we did say, hey man, we appreciate you look after Nick, calling him.
It wasn't immediately after the movie come out. It was probably a couple days. I wanted the people that I could influence, like my followers. I was afraid that if I said something too quick, my followers wouldn't see the video. And I would honestly be trying to take people away from the video. But that wasn't my intention. I wanted people to see the video. So I let my followers make, even somebody asked me, they're like, did you see Nick's video come out? And I was like, yeah, I saw it. It was decent. You know, go watch it. And then I covered something else. It was a few days after that because I didn't want to influence my own audience. I don't have pull over Nick's audience. I couldn't have stopped a broader audience. I wasn't going to stop millions of people from seeing it or something. But I didn't want to stop my audience.
Pedo. If you've been working to take down this fucker for 3 years and we come along and we make a difference, you should be kissing our asses, you fat fuck. And you're not. It's sad.
So they're mad I'm not. That's probably it. They're mad I'm not kissing their asses. I don't think you've ever met me. I'll tell you that much. You don't know me at all, do you?
Working to take down this fucker for 3 years and we come along and we make a difference.
That's right, Wisconsin.
You should be kissing our asses, you fat fuck. And you're not. Instead, you're fucking taking donations.
And you're not kissing my ass? Oh my God. What are you doing? Not kissing. We're going to go over all this, I think.
From fucking Phil for your nephew.
It's very long.
Because you're actually taking money, fat fuck. And you're not. Instead, you're fucking taking.
Here's the question I asked on Twitter and everybody ran like I pulled a fucking gun in the comments. I am not the recipient of the GoFundMe. I am not the organizer of the GoFundMe. There was a GoFundMe link for my nephew's kid, and I shared it. Anybody with that link or that just goes to GoFundMe and searches, like the title of it or whatever, can donate. I have no recourse to stop them, prevent them, or change it after they've done it. I can't even refund it, right? I can't stop them in any way, shape, or form. How should I have done it? I asked this question on Twitter, and they literally ran like I pulled out a fucking gun. Like everybody just disappeared. Silence. What should I have done? Because this one lady kept saying, your nephew accepted. I'm like, bitch, what does accepted mean? Do you think that Phil called and said, hey, as long as you say you'll accept it, I'm going to send some money? That's how GoFundMe works. Or do you think a pop-up popped up and they said, this is this guy, this is his criminal background, this is his civil background, this is a background check we run on him. Would you like to accept or no? But nobody says anything about Melon taking $30,000 from Phil's followers in a GoFundMe because Phil shared the link. Now, could Melon have stopped them? No. And I tried to explain this to Melon one time in a comment. He said, I was in a coma. That's the difference. I said, it doesn't matter if you're in a coma or not. There's no way to stop people. And I tried to almost try to connect with him, right? Like, just you didn't do anything wrong. There's just donations that were given that you needed at the time. I didn't do anything wrong. We were talking about my house GoFundMe, I think, or something else. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. There's no way to stop these people. I needed money at the time. I had to GoFundMe, right? You had to GoFundMe when you were... And he's like, I was unconscious. So then when he come back with, I was unconscious for the second time, I said, well, then when you regain consciousness, since you were the recipient and your girlfriend was the organizer, which is 2 degrees closer than I ever am, I'm not either one of those things, and neither is my wife, you sent all the money back, right? All the money that Phil had raised, you sent every dime of it back. You went to your bank and reversed charges or went through GoFundMe and said, I need all of this sent back. I don't even know if it's possible, but you did that, right? Because you're out here calling people out now. So you did that. Silence. It's always weird.
Donations from fucking Phil for your nephew because you're actually taking money. And I have the videos here that I'm going to play where you've said several times where you would take his money. We've got videos where you say you're on drugs. We've got videos of you saying...
Are they this dumb? Guys, when I tell you, like, sorry, I'm late for the show, my drug dealer was late. Do you think that I'm a homeless crackhead now? Like, you can't be this dumb. There's a video of me saying, oh, people always say, Will, what do you do? All you do is sit around and make little videos. What else do you do? And I say drugs. Like I'm like really cheery and I'm doing this voice like everybody just says all you do is make these videos, like make these little videos, put them on the internet. What else do you do? And I get real serious and I go drugs. And then the video cuts off. It's a joke. It's a joke. And who cares? I'll do all the drugs.
You're going to murder, suicide your own wife and kids, you fucking piece of shit.
That's a greatest hit right there. That's a greatest hit. My wife was in the chat laughing. But they did another show where they brought this up, and he could tell like he was kind of losing the audience on it, I guess, or something, because he's like, well, you know, if Will is a veteran, we just want to get him some help because this could be dangerous. Sometimes veterans snap. We don't know if he really is a veteran, but if he is, we should probably get him some help. Like they were here for me.
You think that you're someone who made this difference and wants to be a big shot? Now you're fucking irrelevant.
I don't, though. How many times have I come out and been like, you want to know who did this? Who did that? Who was the person in charge? It was me, motherfucker. Only correcting your all's misinformation is the only time I've been like, oh, yeah, I discovered that. I did the research on that. But have I ever like been running around being like, I'm the guy taking Phildo down. I'll end him. I've even told you guys, like, curb your expectations. Phil's probably not going to jail. Unless he fucks up with the IRS or does something else new, illegal, that's extra heinous. He's probably not going to jail. Will he get in trouble? Maybe. Will there be an investigation? Probably. Will he be going to prison? I doubt it. These are the guys saying they took him down, but they still have to keep doing more and more and more and more and more and more shows to take him down, and they're waiting on the white hats to move in to arrest him because of the work they did. The white hats watch their videos.
And now, because you won't shut the fuck up and you won't stop talking about us, now we're actually going to remove you from the movement.
I'm not in your movement. Imagine I go to Central Park High School. Okay? I'm a student at Central Park High School where we teach reading, writing, arithmetic, and science. Okay? And let's say Belmont High School calls me and says, Mr. Bird, based on your recent actions, we're going to have to expel you from Belmont High School. Do you think I'm worried? I'm not in your movement. Expel me from whatever the fuck you want. I'm not in your movement. What a threat. What a threat. I'm going to throw you out of 123 Main Street and you're going to be homeless. I live on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So go ahead and throw me out over there on Main Street. Got it.
Even before we finished Phil off, like you finished Phil off last weekend with his nut all over your face.
Oh, good. Wait, who went on vacation with two other men while you're all hanging out on the fucking beach pretending to be skinny? Was that me and Phil? You got me and Phil at the beach hanging out with an unexpected video
from the movement.
Oh, this is so good. I love it. Please say my name. This is the greatest. Say it again.
Before we finished Phil off, like you finished Phil off last weekend with his nut all over your face, you obese, fat, retarded, vaping fuck.
I'm angry and I don't know why. I don't know why we're yelling. Yeah, you've got the retarded guy from Anchorman vibes. Just all you need to be doing is holding a grenade. I don't know why we're yelling. Oh, shit. I like the screaming. Keep it up. Keep it. Scream my name. You retarded, fat, vaping fuck. Oh, man. So good. So good. This is going to be a classic, guys. We're going to look back on this and be like, remember those fucking Q-tars? We're like, we're throwing you out of QAnon. And I'm like, I'm not in there. I'm not part of it. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so irrelevant, they don't even mention me.
Change your diapers. Wipe the dribble away from your butt. Tell you everything.
There he is. Look at him with that grenade. There he is.
I want a polka.
Get him.
Come get a taste.
They're going to kick me out of the Q movement, guys. I'll never be a white hat Wonder Woman, ever. And, you know, I was thinking about trading all my time in service, all the medals and accolades and awards that I've been given. I was thinking about trading them all to serve in the army of the White Hats.
Rick, where'd you get a hand grenade? I don't know.
Z, where did you come up with you thought this would be a good idea? I don't know.
All right. Channel.
I think everybody else shows up. I just want to see the part where he's screaming. Does it show it? I bet you it doesn't. When the fight breaks out, he's just running around going, ah! Just holding the hand grenade. That's all right. God, this is going to be so good.
Oh, I love that. I love when you get fiery like that, dude.
Look how awkward he looks after he has to yell. It's like, it's so unnatural. I don't know if it's performative or I maybe someone in his life partner is going to yell at him for hurting his throat. I don't know. But look how awkward he looks. I slowed it down to normal speed. He's like, he looks, I don't know, like he's putting himself in timeout. Hold on.
Fat, retarded, vaping fuck.
This one's for you. Look at him.
Oh, I love that. I love when you get fiery like that, dude.
It's like he needs an inhaler. Scott McKay teach you that? Scott McKay said worse about me.
It's great. It's great.
It's good to let
yeah, it's good to let
Oh man, it's easy. I thought it was gonna be these big accounts.
No, I mean, again, we never.
It's great. Yeah,
Oh man, it's easy. I thought it was gonna be these big accounts.
I thought it was going to be these big accounts, something. I think that's what he says.
You like that, dude? It's great. It's great. Yeah, it's
Oh man, it's easy. I thought it was gonna be these big accounts.
No, I mean, again, we never say anything about this guy because him and Pebbles and all his fucking crew are all irrelevant retards.
Oh, they've added Pebbles to me. So if you want to know why they added Pebbles to me, it's because Nick Alvear made a post that Phil was paying me through a GoFundMe that I'm not even associated with. I couldn't get the money if I wanted to. I couldn't stop the donations if I wanted to. I couldn't shut it down. I couldn't turn it off. I couldn't lock it. I couldn't pay it out. I couldn't refund. I can't do anything with it. All I did was share a link. It would be just as easy as me just sharing a random GoFundMe link, but that's how I'm getting paid. And Pebbles said, Nick said that money went directly to me. And Pebbles said, no. He shared a link for a GoFundMe. His nephew had a kid. The money went to a kid in the hospital. So now she's part of my crew, the anti-Nick crew. Pebbles has been, to be fair, everybody knows Pebbles can get upset. Everybody knows Pebbles can't really let her opinion be known. I've never seen Pebbles be more cordial with 2 or 3 more psychotic fucking people in my life. Like, I've seen some of the ways that they fucking speak to her, and she's like, look, I'm just trying to do my thing here. I have nothing against anybody. And they're like fucking going off the wall. The point it makes me mad, but I don't comment because I know that'll cause her more trouble. But like, to the point it makes me fucking mad the way they're fucking talking to her. And she's just like, look, I'm trying to do my own thing here. I'm not trying to pick sides or whatever. But of course, she's immediately on my side. She's got to be. She's got to be.
They haven't done anything. They've been trying to get something done for years. We come along and we did it in a few weeks. So fuck all of you because you have no talent, and maybe you're just taking money from the other.
Wait, at least Pebbles is going to court with him. Nick's running from a process server, and if he doesn't do something soon, your boy Phil's going to get a default judgment. That's what happens when you're sued and you don't show up to court. It's a default judgment. But whatever.
Done anything. They've been trying to get something done for years. We come along and we did it in a few weeks. So fuck all of you.
What did you do? You made a movie? Okay. But don't run around and say you took down Phil. He's on the verge of getting arrested. Everything's collapsed. Where?
Because you have no talent. And maybe you're just taking money from the other side is why you never got anything done.
There you go. I've just been sitting here idle, and Phil's been paying me to be idle. Imagine thinking that someone would sell out. Anybody. I wouldn't think this of my worst enemy. That someone would have, a show that pays their bills. Obviously, I make more than $1,000 a month. My bills are more than $1,000 a month. Imagine they think I sold out for a $1,000 donation that had to be filtered through a neonatal intensive care unit and then back to me. What am I going to get out of that? Like $300 by the time it's laundered?
Go fuck yourself.
Stupid.
Every single one of you. And now
all of you
will commence with the roasting.
Pebbles too.
Of Old Shield Turd. Anything you guys want to say before I do that?
We'll commence.
Well, you bring up a good point, man. We're calling out people who have been anti-Phil for a long time.
I'm still calling out Phil. They're one of their MOs, and they'll say this, that like, this is how the liberals attacked you, man. The liberals. But it's exactly what they're doing, right? So their audience, because of their first post or whatever, swore off ever watching me. So every day I have like 1 or 2 fucking retards that wanders over into my comments on Twitter. And they're like, I can't believe you went from calling out Phil to condoning, to best friends, to saying he did nothing wrong, to saying he's not this, or he didn't do that, or he's better than this. But that's just what these people are saying. Have you guys seen any evidence of me like being like, Phil has never done anything wrong. Phil's the greatest guy I know, whatever, right? Whatever they're claiming. Have you guys seen me defend Phil or change my coverage of Phil or pretend like he's been in the chat because I think it's funny the way you guys react. I think it's hilarious when he comes in here and says some shit and then you guys melt down on Twitter. But even when he's in chat, I haven't said, oh, he's good, he didn't do anything wrong. I haven't said any of these things. So they're telling their audience they're telling their audience that I've completely 180, like I'm defending Phil. That's why they don't have a clip. That's why they have this meme that says like Phil is no longer a pedo or whatever, right? But they don't have me. They can't produce me saying that because it doesn't exist. They can't produce a screenshot of me typing that out because it doesn't exist. They can't produce a video evidence because it doesn't exist. So instead, they just tell their audience, well, Will's now 180. He's defending Phil and he hates Nick. And their followers are so small-minded. I asked one of them today. I was like, you can't be so dumb. You can't be so dumb that the options we have are love Phil, hate Nick, or love Nick, hate Phil, and there's no in between. I'm only allowed to hate one person at a time, right? That's what you're telling me. Like, it's so it has to be so binary at this point. I don't want to use any words they won't understand. It has to be so black and white at this point, right? That if I dislike Nick, that means I love Phil. And if I dislike Phil, that means I love Nick. But if you just watch my show, like, I go over both of them. I hold them both accountable for the things they're doing and saying. It's just recently, you guys have been having a fucking meltdown. Recently, you guys have been melting down, right? No one else has. That was you all. When Phil's not producing content and you all are having a fucking meltdown online, what do you think I'm going to cover? Here it is. Someone said, you were on Phil like crazy. Now he's your best friend forever. What gives? I said, where? Do you have a clip? You can't be so small-minded. You can't be so small-minded to think if I think Nick is a grifter too, that means I love Phil. I still call out Phil and cover his BS every week. Where have I changed any stance on Phil? It is so small-minded to think that someone must either be Team Nick or Team Phil and must be BFFs with the other. They both spread dangerous conspiracies and QAnon bullshit. They both tell their followers the same things. They both are lying, and I'm on team, this is the fucking truth. Sorry, Nick and Phil aren't on that team. Thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. Like, I really don't understand these people. Then she said the same person didn't have a response for that because there's no good response. She said, but how are you helping save the world? Asking for a friend. I said, saving the world from what? Oh, you must be the kind of retard that, let me guess, the deep state cabal, black hat Democrats. And then she said, no, you were a slob. Who's saving nobody's saving the world. And from what? From the eclipse that's coming? That's what I think. That's going to be the ultimate disclosure. You're going to see Trump riding the dark side of the moon straight into the White House. Okay? That's good. The moon's going to land in the Oval Office. You realize that, right? He's just going to jump off. So I just put laugh out loud, okay. I asked the question, saving the world from what? Do you think it's, deep state cabal, baby black hats, Democrats? And she said, you are a slob. Oh, man. I don't know. We'll have to go on with the rest of this video. I don't know that I could do 3 hours and 40 minutes of just them talking about me and Phil. But we'll grab some more clips. They're getting ready to do the segment on me right here, I guess. And all my videos, there they are. Oh, yeah. They got me good. They got me so excited. I might clip this tonight. What time is it? Nah, it's too late. I'll clip it in tomorrow. I promise I'll clip it tomorrow. And we'll go. Look, I would have done the same thing. Wait. I've done this before. I've done this exact same thing before. No one's going to tell you that this is out of pocket, that I've flipped, that I've done anything. I've done this exact same thing before. When people like Scott McKay or Mike Penny or ML have called out Phil, I've said, good on you for that. But here's all this other stuff that's you're still peddling. You're still doing the same thing. These people, these three people on the screen, are the exact same as Phil, except their pasts are different, right? But if we're talking about the last 2-3 years, they're the exact same. They believe the same things. They tell their audience the same things. Dr. Z was selling silver. Nick is selling subscriptions through just like locals, right? They're doing the same thing. Dr. Z was selling precious metals 401ks, just like Goldco, except it's for another company called Kirk Elliott. Like, besides Phil's past, which we address often and frequently, and we've talked about it, and we're waiting on cases to settle, and everything's going on, right? They're the same people. Imagine if Scott McKay came out and was like, well, Phil's a piece of shit, and he's stealing from the elderly, and blah, blah, blah. And then what? I'm supposed to be best friends with Scott McKay when he does his next show and talks about Source gave him an intel download, and that he knows the white hats are at the center of the world, that they entered through the North Pole. I'm just supposed to go along with that? Of course not. I've done this before. We've had this before where someone calls out Phil, and I'm like, good on you for calling out Phil, but the rest of your show was about lizard people. I can't let the lizard people part go just because you called out Phil. Thank you guys for joining us. I do appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thank you for the donations tonight. Eric had a big donation. A couple more donations come through. I do appreciate that. Well, I will go over this. I promise. It'll be fun. At least the part that's calling me out. I don't know if we'll watch the other parts. I don't really care. But at least the part calling me out. Thank you guys for joining us. Yeah, I'm just saying they have a different past. I'm not even saying they don't have the same. Who knows? I haven't even looked into their past. I know Nick beat the hell out of Alpa, according to Alpa. That's not according to me. That's according to Alpa. He beat the hell out of her. Moved in some Hungarian girl while they were together. Beat the hell out of her. Likes Asian hookers, cocaine, and Cialis. And at one point, this is all according to Nick and Alpa. At one point, he mixed his cocaine and his Cialis and thought he was having a stroke. I don't know. If Mariah came to these guys, if my wife came to these guys and said, you know what, Will beats the shit out of me every couple of weeks, and one time, we were supposed to be together, and I was really upset. We were doing this long distance thing, and he just moved in some Hungarian whore and had a bunch of Asian hookers around. Do you think they would cover it? If Mariah went to Nick and told Nick all those things about it, do you think they would cover it? Because they're telling me that I shouldn't talk about it when it came out of Alpa's mouth. His significant other's mouth said these things. They're like, that's a low blow. They're just making that up. That isn't real. Yeah, Alpa denies it now, but she's on a recorded line. Of course she denies it now. They're making more money now, and she's a good little battered woman. She knows when to shut the fuck up. Or put the sunglasses back on. Ain't that right, Nick? I didn't know there was a threat of him crushing her to death, too, but now we've all seen it. It's scary. Thank you guys for joining us. Thanks for being here. Thank you for the donations and support. I appreciate it. We did cover Phil. We cover Phil. I got to get back into some of Phil's videos. I'm not super interested in covering the religion ones, but we'll probably cover the other ones around that, and then do one of those, like when we run down his Telegram and cover everything on his Telegram. We'll do another one of those. Dramatic readings coming your way. Love you. See you. Bye, guys. Have a good night. Thank you for the support and donations.
But I can tell
Don't do anything Dr. Z would do, because it'll probably look uncomfortable and weird, like you've never done it before, and you wish you would have gotten permission first.
by name.
I swear, he looks like he just yelled about me, and then he's like, man, I wish I would have asked Nick if that was okay.
think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best.
If they haven't figured out that my entire goal is to just pick until they react, I don't know that they ever will. What's this been, weeks? I've been mentioning every show that features at least 2 of these guys. If it's Nick and Script, mention. Script and Z, mention. Z and Nick, mention. Every show that's these 2, that's at least 2 of these, I've been mentioning every show. But I'm irrelevant and they never talk about me. Pick. Pretty good at it, Anna.
Starving for attention, I'ma make your gut burst. I'll be your Huckleberry. I can
Imagine when they realize, when they finally figure out my goal is to have them mention me. And they're going to be like, God damn it. How many times did we say his name?
If he did, he get fucking superpowers. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get.
Yeah, Phil already packed up and went home, I think. He's probably sweating it out in his brand new house in some exotic beach. They got him, boys. They got him.
Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen.
And Script kind of took a video of us that we weren't exactly ready for, but that's okay. I just wish you'd have told me my titties were melting. That's okay. Nick didn't say anything in that segment, did he? That's okay. I wish I wouldn't have had a little tit drip. That's all.
He's happy on his shoulder and
I guess.
Wait. Stop. What? I'll get my files. What are you doing?
Now I think the Good Line Den is asking me for my nudes.
Seriously.
They want to compare them.
My mom's an alcoholic. Oh, give me his. Oh my God.
Careful what you wish for.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is